2024. Thank you for waiting for us. We had a huge announcement to make. We received a grant for $60+ million for the Underdeck project that's located in Overtown. Yes, it is a huge accomplishment.
This is literally one of the most significant things that have happened in my time as mayor, because this is in the new reconstructed 395 that you guys are seeing being built right now, right next to the school board headquarters. And this is going to open up a 50-acre park for the community. So that's what the money is for. So when you think about I like to say that parks have infinite value because they're there forever and they're there for everyone for the rest of our lives. So
that's right. And we are going to get that space right. We are going to curate that space with compassion and respect for the community. So forgive us for being outside. You know, we try to start on time. At this time, we are going to recognize some fantastic accomplishments. We're going to start with the Liberty City Warriors girls flag football team. They are here. We're going to recognize their outstanding season. Girls, come on up. Right. As we all know, this is International Women's Month, and here we are with our future women who are going to do great things. Come on, girls. And I'd like them to have the opportunity to each introduce themselves and to say their position.
My name is Alana Johnson, and I play everything like that.
My name is Imani Rogers, and I play center and corner.
My name is Fortune August, and I play everything.
All right, my name is Jazara Silvera. I play everything.
My name is London Harrison. I play linebacker.
My name is Alani Morris, and I play rusher.
My name is Angelina Cifalian, and I play receiver.
My name is Sanai Ward, and I play linebacker.
My name is Jay Mergent, and I play quarterback.
My name is H. Moulton, and I play receiver.
My name is Melanie Duncan, and I play quarterback.
My name is Dakota Williams, and I play wide receiver.
My name is Brielle, and I play center.
My name is Uriah, and I play every position except quarterback.
My name is Camille Kennedy. I play every position. I'm also the captain of the team.
All right. And I just showed them how easy it is to be a public speaker. That's what you girls just did, public speaking. So at this time, we're going to have the coaches come up and say something. And I want you to know that all of our coaches are volunteers. They do this for the love of community, for the love of our girls.
I want to thank you all for accepting us this morning for this honor. Just want to share a little information about our team. We have two teams here. We have 12 and under and our 17 and under. We are the Charles Hadley Park up on the Liberty City Warriors. We also went to Houston for the regional championship. We won the championship in Houston. All the young ladies end up with a ring. I don't think all of them brought it. Did you guys bring your ring? And we also advanced from Houston to advance to the Pro Bowl, and we all went to the Pro Bowl, played up in the Pro Bowl. And the 12 and under team finished number 3 or 4 in the country, and our 17-year-old girls finished number 6 in the country. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you. So, District 5 is doing great things.
I'm Ken Simmons, one of the assistant coach to Coach Hall. Pretty much just piggyback. Coach Vince already said everything. The girls, they did very well. Got his experience to go over to play the Pro Bowl and the Nationals. And also mention, I know a lot of people are not aware, the girls' flag football is growing so much. We have 6 of our girls get scholarships, roughly 40,000 apiece at the school, full rides. And this is something, girls' football, flag football is on the move.
Thank you.
I just want to say they have more assistant coaches than some of our professional teams. No, I think that's a testament to the dedication of the parents and the members of the community that come together. I was with a professional athlete yesterday, and he was commenting to me about how nice our facilities are, right? In Hadley, obviously we spent a lot of money on the field, and we're going to continue to give back. He just asked me for a couple of $1,000s, and I said, done. It's done. So whatever the girls need, right, we're here to facilitate your success, because these programs form you. And the formation that you receive in these programs of teamwork, of working together, of, making sure that you can depend on each other, that's what makes you great human beings. And it's thanks to you that the city's doing well. Thanks to all of you, the city's doing well. And it's a holistic, approach that we have. And so thank you so much. Thank you. And I want to thank Uncle Luke, too, Tio Luke. Adrian, take one with the property, holding the property. All right. Thank you, girls. Thank you. This one and then this one. Yeah. And that one last. All right, guys. Moving along. Today, I get to recognize an institution that is doing, another institution that's doing phenomenal work in our community, which is Jackson Memorial Hospital. Large public, there you go. We got one nurse there. Yeah. Where do you live? You live in the city. There you go. Nurses can live in the city. Okay. I'm sure it's expensive, but you bought a long time ago. There you go. Smart person. All right. Awesome. So thank you so much for believing in us. And we believe in you, and we believe in your mission, and you have a very, very difficult job taking care of each and every one of the members of our community. And so today we're going to recognize the Jackson Health Foundation, which raises money for a variety of charities related to its mission. And, there are major projects such as Jose Milton Memorial Hospital at Jackson West, the Christine Lynn Rehabilitation Center for people who have suffered paralysis, at U Health and Jackson Memorial. And so there's just so many different aspects of the health system that Jackson touches. And today we want to, in advance of April 4th, recognize Jackson Health Foundation Day. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for taking care of the most vulnerable in our community, many of which can't even pay for healthcare. And so they are the backstop. They are the ones that are that layer of security and safety. And thanks to all the nurses, particularly during the pandemic, who worked so hard to keep us safe and healthy. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I mean, we're honored to be here and to accept this proclamation. And my name is Flavia Yuso, and I'm the president of the Jackson Health Foundation. And the initiative that we're putting forth on April 4th is One Day for Jackson, and we're asking the entire community to get behind it and support Jackson, as Jackson is here for everyone 365 days out of the year. This year, 366 because of leap year. So we're asking the community to be there for Jackson for one day, and I'm sure you'll hear tons about it. And the city is supporting it as well as many other municipalities. So thank you so much.
Okay, and last but certainly not least, today I get to give a proclamation to an individual who works in our city, who I think started as our CIP director, if I'm not mistaken. Was it CIP? Or were you Public Works director? And worked his way up to being an assistant city manager, and has just taken a job to be the city manager at the city of Homestead. And so Zeri, as he is commonly referred to, his real name is Nezaribe Ihekwaba. And it took me about 2 months to figure out exactly how to pronounce it, and I still haven't figured out how to spell it. But Zeri, as he's affectionately known by all of us, is a very special person. Very special person. He's someone who has the highest level of integrity. He's someone who works tirelessly. You can reach him at any time. He's someone who understands the critical nature of the work that we do in conjunction with the fact that in the private sector, time is of the essence. Every day that it takes us longer to make a decision is a day that decision is delayed for our residents who are depending on it. And so he is someone that is a problem solver. Another, I think, very special quality in a public official. Oftentimes, it's very easy to say no. It's very easy to say, I can't fix it. I can't figure it out. There is no answer. And oftentimes, as a public official, when we're advocating on behalf of our residents, we're looking for a creative solution. We're looking for creativity. And our job up here is sometimes to change the laws, to change the rules if they either don't make sense or don't serve our residents, or if there's a better rule that serves our residents better. And so he's always guided us in that process. On a human level, he has an incredible wife, an incredible daughter that interned at my office at one point, incredible family. He's a family man. I just can't say enough good things about Zeri. It's a bittersweet day any day someone moves on from the city, particularly someone with his level of talent. But obviously, it's a moment of pride when we see that other cities across Dade County want the people who are working for us to lead them. And I think it's a counter narrative to sometimes the narratives that you read about the city. This is a city that's functioning very, very well, thanks to our leadership. We have achieved some of the greatest accomplishments, including the one that we just announced today of a $60 million grant. But when I got here, and he got here right after I got here, we were bankrupt. We were literally bankrupt when I got here. Today we have the highest reserves in history, the highest bond rating in history, with the lowest tax rate in history. And so that is a testament to the work that this organization has done for 15 years. I think you've been here for 14 of the 15. He's been here for 14 of the 15 years that I've been here. So today it gives me an honor and a privilege to, by the way, you see what this is, right? You know what this is, right? Okay. This is the key to the city. And there's a reason why he gets the key to the city, because he's going to be the city manager of another city. And so we want to have the key to that city when we need something from them, right? And so he can come back anytime he wants. And that's why, and really it's in recognition of the special work that he has performed over a decade for our city. Thank you, Zeri.
I believe we all have a special story about our relationship with Zeri. I had the privilege of working with Zeri long before I became commissioner. He is the best. He's a good guy. He's a God-fearing man, and that shows in his work. He was never afraid to do his job. He was never afraid to make the hard decisions and to tell us no when we weren't getting it right. But he would always find a path forward for us. I'm happy for him because he's moving on and he's now going to be able to do the things that he did for us on a greater scale. But he will remain my friend forever. And that's the most important. When you can say that you have created a relationship and it will outlast this job, I think it's a testament to who he is, and I'm proud to be his friend.
Of course. I have to say a couple of words about my cousin from Nigeria, you know. When I met Sir, I just was elected, and immediately I noticed that he represents knowledge and professionalism, which is a combination that is fantastic. I have nothing else to say that it has been already said by my colleagues, but I want to tell you we're going to miss you. It is our loss, Homestead gain, and as long as I'm commissioner, the doors are always open if you want to come back. I will push for you anytime, okay? I'm going to miss you, brother. I'm going to miss you, my cousin.
I just want to say in the short period that I've been here, I've gotten to grow fond of Zeri. I'm going to miss you, man, really. Thank you for what you did, for what you do.
Wow. So we're not going to turn this into a roast because I have a lot of great stories about Zeri too. Our relationship goes back all the way to obviously when he first started at the city. We've interacted in a lot of different capacities. But the one thing about him is he's always been consistent, right? And consistency is not something that happens a lot, especially when you have people that you work with, either from a distance or very closely. Obviously, since I've been city manager, he's someone that I've leaned on tremendously in terms of his expertise, institutional memory. His tentacles, his DNA, are within the fabric of this city and will always be within the fabric of this city because of the impact he's had. In every role he's played, right, he's really contributed at such a high level. I love the individual he is, the person he is. Everybody sort of commented on that, but when you work with somebody as closely as I do with him, you see that on a day-to-day basis. Now, we fight like brothers, and that pretty much goes for everybody that gets a chance to work with him. But one of the things that really stands out in that interaction is that professionalism and that brotherhood. He will be a brother of mine forever, and he's somebody that 5, 10, 15 years from now, I hope to continue to have a very strong and close relationship with. If I could have the ACMs come up and his staff, his direct reports, the people that are in the audience come up. Come on, Hector, come up for a minute. Come on, everybody step up for a minute. Ace, come here. So I don't think everybody, can put into words, and we could be here for hours just kind of telling stories, and also, just the relationships he's had with everybody and the amount of respect everybody has for him. There's no proclamation that can do justice to what he's contributed to the city, and that long-term contribution. We love you, we really do. I think everybody has such an affection for you. That's not going anywhere. You're going to carry this professionalism to Homestead. They're going to be the benefactor of that. They are lucky to have you. I've said that to you from the beginning. I couldn't be prouder of the fact that you're going to go over there and do the kind of work you've done here, right? I've also warned you, right, that with this job, being city manager, comes a lot of expectations and a lot of pressure. But if anybody can handle it, it's these broad shoulders right here. So I wish you good luck, my man, brother. Give me a hug.
So good morning, everyone. Actually, the chairwoman just reminded me something that happened here 14 years ago. I started off being hired by Mr. Carlos Migoya as the Public Works Director. On a Monday, I started work. The following 4 days after, on Thursday, I was standing there to address the dais. I had not been introduced to any commissioner. The District 1 Commissioner, Wilfredo God, says, "Who are you?" Because I started off by introducing the agenda item without introduction. Thankfully, the chairwoman just reminded me the protocol. First, introduce yourself. My name is Nzeribe Madrabuchiku Ihekwaba. Quite long. I used up all the 26 letters in the alphabet. Thanks to my parents. My background is civil engineering. But I came here from Miami-Dade County, from water and sewer. It's been a journey of knowledge, a journey of public service, and a journey to give my all to the community. Miami is home to me. I sent a text message to the mayor the other day to thank him for the service and the opportunity to work here. Then I said, a part of me remains in the fabric of the city of Miami. I thank you all, especially my professional colleagues, for the support. I couldn't have done it all by myself. It was a team effort, both in public works up until when I was elevated to an assistant city manager. That was in 2014, and subsequently to the deputy city manager. It's been a journey of success, a journey of selfless service. For those who know me as a man of faith, I would rather do the right thing and be fired for it than to be fired for doing the wrong thing. One thing I want to say today, that I will forever remain grateful to the city of Miami for the opportunity given to me. And I will be a great ambassador of this city, wherever I find myself. As the mayor had graciously offered me the key to the city, Mr. Mayor, thank you so much. I assure you that this city will never regret giving me this opportunity. I will forever be your public servant, a guy who came, who saw, and was well trained by the city of Miami. All the good qualities I have, city of Miami kind of brought it out of me. You can never be properly trained unless you have the opportunity to interact with the kind of people I've interacted with. Character, integrity, and transparency might be nebulous words to people, but when you demonstrate that to your colleagues in their trying and challenging times, that's when people find out who you really are. Thank you, guys. It's been a great time with us.
Okay. And at this time, we are going to have our last recognition.
Thank you. Today, I'd like to proclaim this is part of our fitness initiative. As you all know, in the mayor's office, we believe that, hey, how are you? We have Dorothy Bendros Mendingo here, school board member. Please stand up. Please stand up. Stand up. Take a bow. Take a bow. Take a bow. So before I continue, I have to dote on her a little bit. And what I would say about Dr. Bendros Mendingo, sorry, I got Ziri Ihikwaba on my mind right now. Bendros Mendingo is that there's a word that many of you may or may not know called ubiquitous. Do you know what the word ubiquitous means? It means everywhere at the same time, right? Dr. Bendros Mendingo is everywhere at the same time. Not only that, and I don't want to date her because she looks like she's 25 years old, but she's like an aunt or a grandmother or a mother to all of us, a sister to all of us. She is a role model for us on how you need to behave as a public official, on how you need to represent your community as a public official. And we're all very grateful that she's given us that role model and taken us under her wing, and every once in a while, you know, set us straight. So thank you, doctor. Thank you for your work. Okay, so, and the superintendent, of course, and there's another school board member, a new school board member who's here with us. Yes, thank you. My apologies. I've been around for too long, maybe, you know, so I don't know everyone who's new, so thank you so much. We haven't had a chance to meet yet, and look forward to meeting with you. So this month is Athletic Training Month, and for all of those who know our work as the mayoralty, know that we are putting a lot of energy and emphasis on prevention. When it comes to mental health, right, there are different stages at which you can enter into the, let's call it, equation. And oftentimes people are entering at the last stage, right, where people need to be medicated or receive treatment. We're trying to enter at the beginning stage. We want to make sure that every single child in our community has an opportunity to experience the kind of exercises that we think are going to build community, resiliency, and give them a stimulation of healthy chemicals that oftentimes people are getting addicted to in the synthetic form. So we really have gone all in on this, and I think programs like Alonzo Morning's Overtown Youth Center, obviously programs like the Liberty City Warriors, I mean, these are all examples of investments that we make today that are 20-year investments, even in the school system, right? All the investments we make in the kindergarten and pre-kindergarten and pre-education stage, those are 20-year investments, and you start to see the byproduct of that 20 years from now. I don't think it's an accident that we have a lower homicide rate last year than we had in 1947 when we started recording homicides. And we had a third of the population in 1947. Dr. Bendros Mendingo will remind you that in 1980, it wasn't like that. It was 220 murders in 1980, 31 last year, 32 in 1947. But it's an ecosystem and holistic, you know, it's a holistic investment, and it starts in the public school systems, and it starts with the kids in after-school care, and it starts with their athletic programs and their ability to be to have skill sets and deal with these kinds of challenges. So today we continue along this theme of Athletic Training Month so that we can continue to inculcate the values that are going to create long-lasting prosperity for our city. Thank you.
Thank you very much in recognizing National Athletic Trainers Month. I do have something for you. This is your father years ago, 1987, 1988, and that's me holding a board, and that was a national Taekwondo tournament held here in Miami. That was from the Miami Herald.
He looks like he's breaking the board. It must have been a very flimsy board. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, but thanks again, and on behalf of Athletic Trainers Florida and the athletic trainers down here in Miami, appreciate it. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry, guys, it was long.
And at this time, we are going to begin our meeting as we always do with prayer. We have Pastor Wilson. Please come forward to lead us in prayer this morning.
Good morning. Father, we're grateful for your goodness, your mercy, and your grace. We thank you for even safe travels here today. We thank you for this gathering of officials. We thank you, Lord, for their call to public service. Now, Lord, we pray your blessings upon this meeting today. We pray that you would lead with the spirit of truth and fairness and integrity, that wisdom and understanding will govern their decisions here today. We pray for our country. We ask you for peace, Lord. Lord, we repent for anything we've said or done that has caused the disruptions in our society. Lord, we pray your grace, restoration, and healing on our country and our city today. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. God bless you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and liberty and justice for all.
At this time, the city attorney will read his statement into the record for this meeting. Thank you.
Good morning, Madam Chair. George Weissong is Deputy City Attorney. Welcome to the City of Miami Commission meeting of March 14, 2024. Detailed information about the processes, order of business, rules of procedure, and scheduling or rescheduling of City Commission meetings can be found in Chapter 2, Article 2 of the City Code, a copy of which is available online at www.municode.com. Any person who is a lobbyist pursuant to Chapter 2, Article 6 of the City Code must register with the City Clerk and comply with related city requirements for lobbyists before appearing before the City Commission. A person may not lobby a city official, board member, or staff member until registering. A copy of the code section about lobbyists is available in the City Clerk's office or online at www.municode.com. Any person making a presentation, formal request, or petition to the City Commission concerning real property must make the disclosures required by the City Code in writing. A copy of the City Code section is available in the office of the City Clerk or online at www.municode.com. The City of Miami requires that anyone requesting action by the City Commission must disclose before the hearing any consideration provided or committed to anyone for agreement to support or withhold objection to the requested action pursuant to City Code Section 2-8. Any documents offered to the City Commission that have not been provided 7 days before the meeting as part of the agenda materials will be entered into the record at the City Commission's discretion. In accordance with Section 2-33F and G of the City Code, the agenda and the material for each item on the agenda is available during business hours at the City Clerk's office and online 24 hours a day at www.miamigov.com. Any person may be heard by the City Commission through the Chair for not more than 2 minutes on any proposition before the City Commission unless modified by the Chair. Public comment will begin at approximately 9 a.m. and remain open until public comment is closed by the chairperson. Members of the public wishing to address the body may do so by submitting written comments via the online comment form. Please visit www.miamigov.com/meeting instructions for detailed instructions on how to provide public comment using the online public comment form. The comments submitted through the comment form have been and will be distributed to the elected officials, their staff, and city administration throughout the day so that the elected officials may consider the comments prior to taking any action. Additionally, the online comment form will remain open during the meeting to accept comments and distribute to the elected officials, their staff, and the city administration up until the time the chairperson closes public comment. Public comment may also be provided live at City Hall, located here at 3500 Pan American Drive, Miami, Florida, subject to any and all city rules as they may be amended. If the proposition is being considered or rescheduled, the opportunity to be heard may be at such later date before the City Commission takes action on such proposition. When addressing the City Commission, the member of the public must first state their name, their address, and what item will be spoken about. Any person with a disability requiring assistance, auxiliary aids, and services for this meeting may notify the city clerk. The city has provided different public comment methods to indicate, among other things, the public support, opposition, or neutrality on the items and topics to be discussed at the City Commission meeting in compliance with Section 286.0114, parentheses 4, parentheses 6C of Florida statutes. The public has been given the opportunity to provide public comment during the meeting and within reasonable proximity and time before the meeting. Please note, commissioners have generally been briefed by city staff and city attorney's office on items on the agenda today. Anyone wishing a verbatim record of an item considered at this meeting may request it at the Office of Communications or view it online at www.miamigov.com. For the PZ items shall proceed according to Section 7.1.4 of the Miami 21 zoning ordinance. Parties for PZ items, including any applicant, appellant, appellee, city staff, and any person recognized by the decision-making body as a qualified intervener, as well as the applicant's representatives and any experts testifying on behalf of the applicant, appellant, or appellee may be physically present at City Hall to be sworn in by oath or affirmation by the city clerk. The members of the City Commission shall disclose any ex parte communications to remove the presumption of prejudice pursuant to Florida Statute Section 286.0115 and Section 7.1.4.5 of the Miami 21 zoning ordinance. The order of presentation shall be as set forth in Miami 21 in the City Code. Staff will briefly present each item to be heard. The applicant will present its application or request to the City Commission. If the applicant agrees with the staff recommendation, the City Commission may proceed to its deliberation and decision. The applicant may also waive the right to an evidentiary hearing on the record. For appeals, the appellant will present its appeal to the City Commission, followed by the appellee. Staff will be allowed to make any recommendation they may have. Please silence all cell phones and other noise-making devices. This meeting can be viewed live on Miami TV, miamigov.com/TV, the city's Facebook page, the city's Twitter page, the city's YouTube channel, and Comcast Channel 77. This broadcast will also have closed captioning. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. City Attorney. Mr. City Clerk, would you please read your statement?
Thank you, Chair. The procedures for individuals who will be providing testimony to be sworn in for planning and zoning items and any quasi-judicial items on today's City Commission agenda will be as follows. The members of city staff or any other individuals required to be sworn in who are currently present at City Hall will be sworn in by me, the City Clerk, immediately after I finish explaining these procedures. Those individuals who are appearing remotely may be sworn in now or at any time prior to the individual providing testimony for planning and zoning items and or quasi-judicial items. Commissioners, are you comfortable with all the notice provisions set forth in these uniform rules and procedures we have established for this meeting?
Yes.
Chair, may I administer the oath for the planning and zoning items?
Please.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. If we will be speaking on any of today's planning and zoning items, they are the PZ items. May I please have you stand and raise your right hand? Only the PZ items. Do you solemnly swear affirm that the testimony you're about to give at today's hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? And your response is? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. I would also like to announce that this meeting is the only meeting for the month of March, where we usually have 2 meetings. Our second meeting has been canceled. This will be the only meeting for the month of March. And at this time, Mr. City Manager, do you have any items that will be deferred or withdrawn from our agenda?
Good morning, Madam Chair, Commissioners, Madam or Mr. City Attorney, Mr. City Clerk. The administration would like to defer and to withdraw the following items. PH3 to be indefinitely deferred. RE5 to be deferred to the April 11th meeting. FR1 to be deferred to the April 11th meeting. FR4 to be withdrawn. FR6 to be deferred to the April 11th meeting. FR8 to be deferred to the April 25th meeting. DI7 to be deferred to the April 11th meeting. And PZ1 to be withdrawn.
Mr. Vice Chair, do you have any items that you would like to withdraw or defer from this agenda?
Yes, PC 6 until.
Can't hear you.
Yes. PC 6.
Until?
The May meeting to give an executive director time to come on board.
Commissioner? Commissioner Pardo?
No.
Commissioner Reyes? May I have a motion?
Chair, my apologies. I'm sorry, PC6 is being deferred to what meeting date?
May.
First meeting in May.
So that'll be May 9th.
May I have a motion?
Move. I'm sorry, excuse me. Can you repeat just the items very brief, because I missed 2 or 3 of them, I'm sorry.
Sure. I'll
Can you repeat it?
make sure that I have it
I
correct as
apologize
well.
for that.
PH3 is indefinitely deferred.
PH3.
Indefinitely deferred.
Okay.
RE5 deferred until April 11th.
RE5. Okay.
FR1
Yep.
deferred until April 11th.
Okay.
FR4 is withdrawn.
FR6, FR8. Okay, I got it now.
Got it?
Yep, I'm good.
Okay. I'd like to add to that RE7 to be deferred.
Why?
I had a request from the mayor's office to defer RE7.
I don't want to defer RE7. Should we take a motion to see where we're at?
Okay, let's leave that one out for a second. Do I have a motion to set the agenda?
Move.
I have a
Second.
motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The motion has been set.
And Commissioner Gabella, for the sake of moving forward, there's a lot of people here today. Can we discuss that later?
Absolutely.
Before we decide to take it?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And at this time, I'm going to open the floor for public comment.
Madam Chair, I just wanted to make 2 quick mentions. I wanted to, before
Go ahead.
public comment, I wanted to thank City of Miami Police. I happened to attend the Kiwanis Calle Ocho, and I thought it was an amazing event, extremely well organized. So commend City of Miami Police. I also wanted to commend our staff that worked on RTZ zoning. I think they did an amazing job, and I look forward to the next steps.
Thank you.
And in
Mr. City Attorney.
I think we're both going to mention that there's potentially 2 pocket items that we should bring up so that they can be discussed during public comment.
Hold on a second. Everyone that's at the podium, we're only having 5 persons at a time to speak so that we do not create a fire hazard and someone sues us. So please, 5 persons at a time at the podium. And I would also like to have our school board member, if you don't mind, come up and speak first. Elvis, do you mind?
No.
Thank you.
And everybody, I'd like to announce that tomorrow is the chairwoman's birthday.
Oh my goodness.
Happy birthday.
'29.
Again.
Happy birthday to you. Good morning, everyone. I usually would say good morning, boys and girls. Remember, I'm a principal and all of that. Good morning, Madam Chair, and all the commissioners, and of course this audience. I am Dorothy Bendros Mendengal. Thank you, sir. And I came just to talk with you about that wonderful gift that we all love. We call them children. So I brought a board item, Dade County Public Schools, and it is to hopefully assist in item RE2, which is the item of Miami Commissioner Miguel Gabella.
That's me.
Yes, sir. Yesterday, we passed an item at our school board unanimously. And I want you to know, of course, it is unusual for the board to take a position on other governing bodies' legislation. But we feel strongly that this is in support of families and children and the residents at this time for District 2, which is the district that I represent. Over the course of many years, our board developed a strategy in collaboration with the Omni CRA and the City of Miami to redevelop 21 acres of our joint properties. We had a plan that would bring additional educational seats, including doubling the size of IPrep, which is a school in my district. We included a new Phyllis Wheatley, housing that would be affordable to our local workforce, primary learning centers in residential buildings, and which we all agree to, we need green space. We were ready to move forward, and we remain ready to move forward. Our district is a leader in the nation. We work for solutions, and this time we're including housing, and of course, we were educational institutions. We have delivered in Brickell. We are ready to move forward with the Omni CRA, the City of Miami, and the private sector. To that end, my item also authorizes the superintendent to enter into discussions with representatives of the City of Miami and all other concerned individuals as appropriate. We're working on expanding IPrep. We have to relocate as necessary. We want to make sure that we engage in fairness. Please understand that we will stay on top of this. We want solutions. We want to do this for our children and families. We stand with our parents to move the possibilities forward. We are ready to sort out solutions, as I said, together. We support Commissioner Gabella's item. We are proud of his leadership, and whatever is needed, we will be there to provide it. So hopefully we can get to the table to work on next steps as soon as the item is taken care of. Thank you for allowing a teacher to come before you. God bless you, and I'll see you on the journey.
Thank you. Okay. You know, we don't clap unless we're, so I'm going to allow that for our school board member. We share a district. We serve together. We're going to allow that. I believe there are 2 pocket items that were not mentioned, and we need to mention the pocket items so that they can, so you can have notice of them and talk about them if you like. Go ahead, Mr. City Manager.
Well,
I don't have the pocket.
I'll go ahead and
the city attorney does.
I'll read the titles. Number 1 is a resolution of the Miami City Commission not mitigating the code enforcement lien recorded against property address 5101 Biscayne Boulevard, Miami, Florida, case number CE 2018-024419, after a hearing as required by section 2-817 of the Code of the City of Miami, Florida, as amended, authorizing the amount approved as full and final settlement of the aforementioned lien, authorizing the city manager or designee to execute any and all documents necessary, all in forms acceptable to the city attorney for the purposes stated herein. That's 1. And then the number 2 is a resolution of the Miami City Commission approving the Bayfront Park Management Trust appointment of Jose Suarez as the executive director of the trust under the terms and conditions of employment agreed upon. That's the 2 pocket items, Madam Chair.
Thank you. And now we will begin. Okay. Mr. Superintendent, would you like to make any comments? Come on. Thank you, Elvis. Mr. Superintendent, but you will be held to our 2 minutes.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Good morning, Madam Chair, Commissioners, Mr. Manager. It's a pleasure to be here today. My name is Jose Dotris, Superintendent of Schools. I'm here to speak on behalf of Resolution 8. Over the course of the many years, and of course, Dr. Benders-Mendengal mentioned this, we have worked our school district with the city in terms of sharing and being able to provide a plan of our collective 21 acres. This has been done to address the vital needs of our students, of our families, of our community. And part of this has always been about amplifying the number of student seats and also the need for green space. I must tell you that iPrep is a very unique school. Within our portfolio of over 360 schools, it is the only K-12 configuration of a school, and currently it has 1,500 students on a wait list. We stand ready to reconnect and begin our collaboration again. And our plan will get done expeditiously. I believe this is a great time to be inclusive and begin to work together again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Super. I'll put you out next time. Madam School Board Member. Last one, Elvis.
So sorry. Good morning, Madam Chair, Commissioners. I am Lucia Baez-Geller. I'm a Miami-Dade County Public School Board member representing District 3, which incorporates parts of downtown Brickell and Coconut Grove. All of my constituents who would hold ready to benefit from this iPrep expansion. And I'm here today to express my personal support for agenda item RE8. Yesterday, what we did through Dr. Dorothy Benders-Mendengal's item is that we cemented on the record the school board's commitment to this IPREP expansion, to this relocation components. And with our superintendent here, we are ready. I reinforce and I echo all of the sentiments. Miami-Dade County Public Schools is ready. We are committed. We are speaking in favor of this item. We lend our full support, and with that comes the whole weight of our school system, which, as you know, educates 352,000 students. We are the heart and soul of this community. And so we need this project, which would be so impactful to so many, because it's today, RE8, it gets us one step closer towards realizing a vision for our students. That's not just an expansion, but it's a promise. It holds with it the promise of future community outreach here in Miami-Dade. This is a collaboration, it's crucial, and it will absolutely revitalize this area of our community that needs more opportunities for our students. So we are all better when we provide our students more opportunities. So we here, everybody, we stand in support of these parents who have who have worked so hard because they know, they see the potential of this land, they know what it means, and we at Miami-Dade County Public Schools, we're going to champion this initiative, and we hope that we will come together, your representative and ours. Thank you, Commissioner Gabella, for this item, for opening the door to more collaboration, and together we can achieve. Thank you.
One housekeeping measure. I need to indefinitely defer PZ7 and PZ8 as requested by the developer. May I have a motion? 7 and 8.
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. PZ 7 and 8 are indefinitely deferred. Mr. Cruz? Oh.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Madam Chairwoman and Commissioners. My name is Alexandra Glock, and I reside at 7929 West Drive, North Bay Village, Florida, 33141. I wanted to start by congratulating Chairwoman Christine King, as Women's History Month is celebrated in March. Thank you for making history as being the first woman to chair the Miami City Commission. Now moving on item RE8, which I oppose. Children's interests usually get neglected due to political and financial interests. Wynwood and Edgewater areas have become concrete jungle with not one single park or playground being built or requested from all these developers that have been allowed to build the same style cookie-cutter buildings all along Northeast 2nd Ave, for example. Here we have the Setner family wanting to make a $10 million donation in one-of-a-kind innovative sporting complex that would cost $0 to taxpayers on a land that has been basically abandoned for years. To create a space that all the community can benefit and have this amazing sporting complex that could be used rain or shine. Plus, it can serve as a hurricane shelter for the area. Our kids also need spaces to play and be able to play sports. It can't constantly be more and more buildings with zero urban planning in mind. The community and our children need these projects, and it is needed now. We can't afford to wait years and this land to be kept the way it is. IPREP, I hear you and understand you need an expansion, but not on a land that is a park and zoned as a park. Let's leave the parks as parks. IPREP community, this project is for your kids as well. It's for all of our kids. It'll be decades before any public funds will be used to build something. Just look at the deplorable state of Northeast 2nd Avenue that we all have to drive through daily. If streets can't be fixed, don't expect kids to be prioritized with public funding. Plus, you don't have to be a traffic expert to know additional traffic load on 19th Street is impossible. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Elvis Cruz, 631 Northeast 57th Street. For RE12, Commissioner Pardo, thank you so much for the community meeting where staff confirmed the Morningside Park shoreline plan is not supposed to include the Loop Road. 15-foot wide bay walks make sense downtown where the density is 1,000 units per acre and they have connectivity, but not in a park where the density is 9 units per acre and there is no connectivity. Here's Wainwright's new bay walk, 12 feet wide. It reflects a lot of heat. There's very little grass, very little shade. It's harsh. Here's Morningside's Baywalk, 6 feet wide, with grass next to the walkway that invites the public to picnic. It's worked fine for 70 years because there's not enough pedestrians to justify a wider path. Staff disagrees, but they have not done a pedestrian count. So, yes to the funding, but also please change the code to allow a 6-foot walkway and the compromise of keeping the natural shoreline, the legacy trees, and the loop road as is, which is what the City Commission mandated when they approved this plan. The city routinely makes code changes. 20 of them are on today's agenda. History is important to Morningside. We celebrated our 100th birthday last year. Commissioner King was there. We also celebrated the park's 70th birthday last year. Commissioner Pardo was there. And this year we'll celebrate the 40th birthday of Morningside becoming Miami's first historic district. It's difficult to get someone to admit they're wrong. Ironically, in this case, 2,500 petition signatures are trying to get the city to admit they were right when they designed Morningside Park with its bayfront pool and its elegant loop road, and that it doesn't need to be reinvented. For FR5, the HEP board got it right. The city should protect a 35-foot height limit. Please deny that. And for PZ 10, 11, and 12, Commissioners Gabella and King, your staff is quite correct to recommend denial. Please deny them also. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Honorable Commissioners. My name is Brooke Sussman. I live at 2705 Halola Street. I'm happy to be here today to speak about RE8. Our community didn't have this opportunity in 2022 when this license agreement with the Centner companies for use of Biscayne Park was struck in a no-bid process. And I'm so glad to have the chance to be heard on this issue today. As I've come to learn over these last months, the question that always needs to be asked when determining what to do with undeveloped land is, what is the highest and best use for the land? We're here today because the process of posing this question to the community and considering the question of the highest and best use was circumvented. Highest and best use, by definition, requires more than one option. Let's not forget, there was another option years in the making that had already been proposed by the Omni CRA. Today, please vote yes to RE8 and terminate the deal that was made in a no-bid process so that we can entertain proposals and find the highest and best use for this land. As you can see here, and in the Public Land for Public Schools petition that has garnished over 1,700 signatures, your communities actively and wholeheartedly want to see this land serve the community 100% of the time. Thank you so much.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I am Katarina Burnaby. I live at 1713 Southwest 103 Place, Miami, Florida, USA. I am a retired teacher. I taught for 42 years children with special needs. My heart goes out and supports all the teachers present, but I am speaking on behalf of wildlife, and I will do that until the day I die, as they don't have a voice. Teachers, teach your children well and teach them about protection for the voiceless animals. First of all, I would like to see ban the leaf blowers. The wind takes care of that. They will blow the leaves. It does it anyhow. Then also support leave no trace. And I want to bring back to you that we need to protect the bird rookeries. We could be born a panther, a bird, any creature. Animal, what makes sense us out from animals is that we have a conscience. I picked up my granddaughter. She's going to do her first communion next month from her religious class. And when I asked her, what did you learn about conscience? We have a good conscience and we have a bad conscience. And they always say politicians have no conscience. No, I know you have a good conscience. And I'm addressing myself to that so we can go to bed and sleep well. When it comes down to voting, you have the power. Vote, always vote for the planet, for wildlife, for the environment, because you vote for the children and grandchildren.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Lauren Janitis, address 915 Northwest 1st Avenue. I'm the Senior Conservation Director with Tropical Audubon Society and Steering Committee member of the Biscayne Bay Marine Health Coalition. We are fully in support of item R11, leave no trace. But in order for this to be successful, I think there's 4 things it really depends upon. So one is planning in collaboration with other island and city stakeholders, so the DEP, DERM, and other municipalities, and also forming a comprehensive strategy for all boat ramps and islands. 2, invest in proper landfill and recycling infrastructure at these boat ramps. So there's currently no trash or recycling cans at Watson Island boat ramps. 3 is so important, is educating boaters on the leave no trace policy at all city boat ramps and islands and enforcement of those rules. I'm also going to be submitting for the record bird nesting survey data, and this was submitted to your offices on March 5th. So you'll see by the table there, there are several species that are actively nesting on mangrove and Legion Picnic Islands. And we also observe state-threatened species, the little blue heron and the tricolored heron roosting there. So we are continuing to gather data on these island and dune surveys. FWC is doing surveys. DERM will start to do surveys, and other agencies. It was also, all of this information was submitted to everybody, so we're all on the same page. So I think leave no trace is the first step, but we need to really enforce protections immediately for these islands, mangrove and Legion Picnic Islands specifically, through a critical wildlife area or some other mechanism to protect them. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. I want to say happy birthday, Aguiri, joyeux anniversaire, felicidades. Thank you all the warm bodies for taking the time to be here, to be for the people, by the people, and we the people, and our government to represent as well. My name is Mariela Lopez de Alvear, and I'm from 661 Northeast 68th Street. I will be speaking on the item 15353 MIMO. I have been living in the district for over 22 years, and I was a pioneer when nobody came in there, when the developers didn't even know that we existed. Now we have developers that are seeing our corridor as an opportunity for money and to not respect the MIMO 35 feet height, which has been in place since 2009. We have a 7,500 garage planning project that says they're going to be donating the land for garage, and working with the city manager that has also been asked for resignation in the past for not conducting himself with a code of ethics, and Abra has many lawsuits against her, and I want to state that because it's very important.
Stay with the agenda item.
Okay. I just want the government to please respect MIMO. It's been in place since 2009, 35 feet, no more than 35 feet. Our corridor from 50th to 70th Street hits surrounding neighborhoods such as Morningside, Bayside, and Belmead. Those are neighborhoods, and we do not want vertical construction. We can't handle anymore the chaos traffic that we have. And building a garage is not going to prevent from those cars to get back on the boulevard, which already has not been addressed in having enough lanes for the traffic to go through. One more thing I want to say about affordable housing. The bill SB 102 that says affordable, that is not addressing the homeless. That is addressing developers that get 75 to 100% tax exemption. It's saying that they're going to donate 70 units, but those 70 units, the people that qualify have to meet 120% medium salary, which means the surrounding areas that a family of 4 would have to be making $100,000. Those apartments are still be going for $2,000, $4,000. So I don't know how that is considered affordable housing, or is that addressing the homeless situation? So I want you to take that into consideration. Thank you for your time, and Aguiri, happy birthday.
Thank you. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, and thank you for allowing us to speak. Can you hear me okay? Okay. I'm here on 4 items, so I'm going to be brief. I know you guys are disappointed. I do not have a PowerPoint today on the birds, but I did send it to you. Okay, I'm Maggie Ramos. I'm a resident of Morningside. I'm speaking on CA12, the Shoreline Project, RE1, Stormwater, Leave No Trace, and leaf blowers. On the Shoreline Project, I am the Morningside Resiliency Ambassador. I'm very, very concerned with the drainage in our neighborhood, not only in the park, but in the surrounding areas and many streets within Morningside. Once we get these seawalls in the Shoreline Project installed, and once that's constructed, we are going to have a real problem if we don't have sufficient drainage in the park and also in the neighborhoods, like this, especially the streets that are abutting the park. They flood even with the regular rainstorm. It's crazy. You should actually come out and walk in the park after a very mild rainstorm, and you'll see. We need to make that walkway, the shoreline walkway, much, much smaller. It needs to be 6 feet, like Elvis said. This is a real problem. Just increasing the width of the walkway from 6 to 15 feet would lose 16,200 square feet of green space to pavement. Concrete is the enemy of rising tide and flood and drainage. So that's a really bad thing. I also want to discuss Leave No Trace. The Bay is facing serious issues. There was a discrepancy between the agenda on the agenda and the actual attachment of the sorry, I lost my train of thought, but there was a little bit of a discrepancy, and I just wanted to make sure that what we really need is to have the islands enforce Leave No Trace. We need those trash cans removed from the islands, and we need to enforce it. We need signage, and we need to educate the boaters.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Chairwoman King. Horacio Aguirre as Chair of the Miami River Commission. By city and county ordinance, we are required to report to you on all things that happen on the Miami River, the banks of the Miami River, and in the Miami River District, and also by state statute. I come before you on PZ 10 and 11, that is commonly known as the Polish American Club property on Northwest 22 Avenue and about 12th Street. Miami River Commission has reviewed this project numerous times, and by recent unanimous resolution, we recommend acceptance and approval of the applicant's request subject to 2 criteria. Number 1, that they be prohibited from coming back to you for a future upzoning for no less than 36 months. Number 2, that they abide by a covenant that they will provide the Riverwalk and all the other requirements that the City of Miami created when we did the Miami River Resolution about 15 years ago. Thank you. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. I'm Ananda Matei, and I oppose Resolution RE8. As a part of the Miami community, I believe that the City of Miami needs a place where people can all get together and can be active as a community. I strongly believe that the athletic center that Leland David Center wants to provide to the community will not only offer a place that can bring people together under any crazy Miami weather, including the 100-degree summers that we have and the insane rainfall that we get, because it has AC and will protect people from the rain. If you look at Biscayne Park right now, it's a park made of rocky ground and grass, begging to be transformed, and that's exactly what the centers want to do. Not only do they want to build this amazing project, but they want to donate it all to the City of Miami. What do you think this whole situation will reflect on future people that want to donate something to the City of Miami? It just shows that the commissioners are making this process 10 times harder than it needs to be. It's already super hard for Leila and David Center to do this, and you guys are just making it even harder for them. So let's just put our individual agendas aside and start thinking as a whole, as a City of Miami, and think about the fact that this park gets built, it remains public land, and will be available to everyone, including the iPrep kids. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. I am one of the parents from my prep, but I had the opportunity to meet the superintendent Carvalho before. For many years, he just showed us how the pilot project for his vision on education was centered on iPrep Academy, and it was an incredible project. We've been benefited, our kids are getting this amazing education right there, and the limitations in the space are not allowing the proper growth of the community who could benefit. The number of people waiting, the wait list of families is like a 5-fold compared to the number of students currently at classes at this time. I think, from a citizen perspective, I think that, any attack on public education has been mitigated. I mean, ever since Betsy DeVos, there's been an attempt on liquidating or reducing public education, replacing public schools into charter schools, and there's no evidence whatsoever that the quality of the education on those private institutions has been any better than the ones given in the public schools. I really consider that, think about it and protect public education in general. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry, Chair. Sir, can you state your name for the record?
Tu nombre?
I'm Jorge Parra, 1680 Northeast, 137th Terrace in North Miami. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Crystal Ivory, and I'm a City of Miami resident and District 5 resident. I'm also a Miami-Dade Public Schools Magnet School alumni. I'm here because my son is a student at IPREP. IPREP is a wonderful learning environment comprised of teachers, staff, and parents who really do care. One issue with IPREP is the limited outdoor space for physical activity. Currently, the only space available to IPREP students is a portion of a parking lot. This is inadequate. I believe Sentner Academy ran into a similar issue, hence why we're here today. Based on the comments from today, it is clear that not only IPREP and Sentner Academy, but the community at large needs green space. However, securing land through a no-bid process is not the answer. That is why I'm here to ask that you revoke the current licensing agreement and open up Biscayne Park to a fair bidding process to maximize the value of the space. There's a great need in the community and multiple stakeholders, so it's only right to decide on the use of Biscayne Park through a formal bidding process. Please vote yes on RE8 to support a fair and transparent process to facilitate the highest and best use of Biscayne Park to benefit the community at large. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Commissioner. My name is Abd Hamoud, and my address is 889.
I'm sorry, Chair. Can the speaker put the microphone closer?
Oh,
and
sorry.
I can't hear your name, sir.
Sorry. My name is Abd Hamoud. I live at 889 Northeast 70th Street for almost 44 years. The reason I mention that because I know the area real good in Biscayne Boulevard, which I'm about 4 or 5 blocks away from this location. And I can tell you a short story about this area. Back then, it was a crime, drugs. Nobody has courage to go to this area. It's very dangerous. And back then, we have a limited height, no restriction whatsoever. In 2004, former Commissioner Winton formed a committee to discuss the height, and he picked me one. I was one of them. And we had a lawyer, architect, and we had city staff, like a planning department, this kind of, these people. And we reached an agreement. We used to meet in the back of this, there's a conference room in the back here. We used to meet every Thursday, and we reached an agreement to reduce the height to 120 feet height, which wasn't bad. But in 2010, former Commissioner Sunroof, because it was a political issue, he reduced, he put a limit, 35 feet height only, which means nothing, He hurt a lot of people by doing this. So I wrote a letter, object to this height limitation, and this area was dead till Ms. Evra moved in, and she took a risk, really. She did improve it, did a very good job, and now she has a nice project. By the way, everybody wanted parking. No parking over there. When I used to park in front of people's house, and people tell me, move your car. So I move, I don't go back. And now Ms. Evra has a project to provide parking for the area for the business.
Thank you.
And
thank you.
Please approve it. And we appreciate that. Future and progress in your hands.
Thank you.
We need that.
Good morning.
Good morning. Happy birthday to B, Commissioner, commissioners, staff. Albert Gomez, 3566, Vista Court. I'm here to support two items. One, the leaf blower ordinance. I was at the CRC meetings when they were presenting this. The sheer amount of peer-reviewed research that they submitted to this, how it helps health and resilience of the communities. I understand the state ban is coming. This is a fight we need to have home rule in this city. So we should maintain ourselves here and say yes to this. So fight for that, please. Secondly is the leave no trace. I have been in the islands cleaning up for years. I know that we need to put more money on staff to clean up that island, whether it's an outside contractor or not. But putting trash cans there just promotes people that are drinking beers, having a great time, emptying their beers. If FWC or Marine Patrol see a bunch of empty beers in your cooler, they're going to start asking questions. People are forced to do that out because they don't want to, because they're going to have some beers when they go out on the water. So effectively, we need to do something. We know the birds are there. We know they're nesting. We know that we have to clean up as community members the islands ourselves. It's somewhat of a disgrace that that's happening to our islands. It's our jewel in the center of the blue heart of Biscayne Bay, and we should treat it as such. We are custodians of that at the city. And a comprehensive plan needs to be put on boat ramp and everything else. We have the CRC. They've shown to be able to really step up. They have new leadership. They're really doing a great job. Let's use the committees that we have to put the backup planning and organization behind this policy. But the first step is to put the policy in place. Get the trash cans off the islands and start putting a comprehensive plan. You can go ahead and write that into the ordinance if you want and say that the CRC can put a comprehensive plan together. They're doing the work. Let's use them, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Good morning. My name is Eileen Broughton. I am 951 Northwest North River Drive, 10th Court rather, in the historic Spring Garden District. Here to speak about PZ9. It is my understanding that there may be plans to build something on certain parcels on 8th Street Road. And when people have the right to build, I support that 1,000%. One of the parcels happens to be in the designated district, the historic district, meaning that that parcel has to follow the rules of historic preservation. There are two structures that are part of what was the Popeye Marina, and there was a request for a certificate of appropriateness to demolish them. In historic preservation speak, demolition is your last resort. There have been many examples of how things have been incorporated into the design, or at least show respect in some fashion to what was there. Many of us have memories and stories about Popeye Marina, and that's the point of being in a historic district, that we talk to the people who lived there before us, we teach our children. This is the working river, the historic Miami River on the historic Seabolt Canal. There's always alternatives, and even if there was no alternative and the HEP board felt that it could not be saved, there are ways in which you show the respect and follow the process of what was there. I'm asking you to not approve this and support the HEP board decision to deny.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Raymond Fernandez, and I'm donating my 2 minutes. Raymond Fernandez, and I'm donating my 2 minutes.
Good morning. My name is Natalie Brangos, and I'm also donating my minutes to Chiara.
Oh, no, you can't do that. Only one person can donate the minutes, and I think because of the number of people that are here for public comment, I'm not going to allow donation of minutes because we even have people standing outside. So everybody, your 2 minutes, and let's move forward.
I how do you call it, earlier? I mean, 2 weeks ago I came and I spoke to Donald in
Yes,
your office.
I
And
understand.
he told me to do that. Actually.
I understand, but today, because of the number of public comment speakers, I'm not going to have folks donating their time because there's many people that want to speak, and there are people outside that would like to speak as well. So if everybody can just move along their public comments.
It's an important matter that we wish to share with you that we really could use your support. And it has to do with a property called Biscayne Park, located on 19th Street in Midtown Miami. This park is located across the street from our middle school, high school. We currently use a field directly across from our school for phys ed. This field is a public property. It's owned by the city of Miami. We have a license to use the property for our students. It's locked up at night by the Parks Department. It's massively underutilized. There's an abandoned building on there. It's really less than ideal for our students, and it's not being used by the community at all. So we had an idea years ago, because we're so committed to health and wellness of our students and the community at large, was to make a very large financial contribution, a charitable donation to the city of Miami in excess of $10 million to create a beautiful climate-controlled indoor sports dome, very similar to what the Miami Dolphins use for their training facility. And in this dome would be tennis, basketball, soccer, lacrosse, a 40-yard sprint track, a weight room, all kinds of great activities that people can do. Let me take you on a little tour of Biscayne Park so you can see what it is today, and then describe to you in greater detail all the wonderful improvements that we would like to see happen here. This is the entrance to lovely Biscayne Park. It's locked every night, not by us, by the Parks Department. It's been alleged that we lock it up, and we basically effectively made this field just for our own purposes, but that's not the case at all. You enter, it's rocky, and you can see all those brown patches all over the place. This really is a perfect location for some great improvements because there's nothing around it. There's an old fire station right here. You've got a cemetery over there. Over there is a long abandoned building that would come down. It's not even being used. It's probably asbestos filled for all that I know. And a parking lot. And then our school over here. And you can see all these high rises. There's all this new developments around here that needs public park space. So we approached then Commissioner Ken Russell, the commissioner of this district, District 2, specifically on August 19th, 2019, with the idea of us making this very large contribution to the city of Miami. It took literally 4.5 years. Over that period of time, several things happened. Commissioner Russell was no longer...
Hold on. That's the city clerk's fault. That's why I got up, because he didn't have the 2-minute clock going. Has it been 2 minutes? That's why I got up, because I noticed that the 2-minute clock wasn't. Has it been 2 minutes? It has been 2 minutes so thank you.
Thank you.
The chairman of what's called the Omni CRA, the Community Redevelopment Association, that was taken over by another commissioner, and then Commissioner Russell didn't run for office.
No. I said that we're not sharing time.
She's a new speaker.
Okay, ma'am, get up, say your name for the record.
Yes, hello, good morning. My name is Natalie Vrangos, and I live in Edgewater.
His seat was replaced by now Commissioner Damian Pardo.
You know, David, all this information is great. This land was converted to a public park because of a deal in Freedom Park, the David Beckham Stadium, that we had nothing to do with, that they needed park space in order to make that deal happen. We didn't even realize at the time that this transaction was taking place. So the fact that this land is a park means it can't be anything else. It can't be a development deal where somebody's building a 36-story high-rise. It's a public park. And to unwind that deal would take substantial amount of effort because of the fact it had already taken years from what we later understood to get the Freedom Park deal closed because of the land that they needed to exchange to make that deal happen. Not to mention, this project went on for over 4 years, and it went over 5 times to public hearings?
I think 7 or 8, actually.
Okay, well-
in different hearings, but the commissioners, the big commissioners, it won unanimously 3 times,
Okay, and
including Mayor
unanimously,
Suarez.
5 commissioners, including the mayor, agreed that this was a fantastic deal for the city, and they were ready to receive this project with open arms.
Let's address the elephant in the room. The commissioner who became the champion of this project, Commissioner Alex Diaz de la Portilla, has been alleged to do some wrongdoing with some some political contributions, specifically from us. I can't reiterate enough for the 1,000th time.
Chair, may I have 1 second? Look, I think we all want to be fair. One side today has brought in a lot more people than the other side. So one side is going to get maybe 60, 70% of the time. If they want to do it this way, so be it. There's nothing wrong with it.
Hold on.
There has to be some balance.
Hold on. You guys are right. I go one way and one way and one way and one way. And you're right. However, I didn't correct that in the beginning. So I hope this is the end of it, because that will be the end of it. And then I'm going to the next podium. But that would just be because they would just go back and forth with it as well. So, okay. Tranquila. Everybody's going to be heard. Everybody will be heard. Introduce yourself, please.
Good morning. Thank you. My name is Kiana Lawrence, and I live in Edgewater.
The Sentiners, David and Layla Sentinor, are not involved in that at all. We also believe that the way this deal was structured, so many people looked at it, so many people voted on it, city staff looked at it, it took forever, that this was done by the book. And I'm very confident, I remain confident in my heart that after everything is said and done, that truth will be told. Along the way, a magnet school located nearby, iPrep Academy, has claimed that this property is for them. And there's some very convoluted deal that involved the school board and the city of Miami, where they would actually give this property to iPrep Academy so that iPrep can relocate from where they currently are, build a new school, and they're all up in arms that they think that this is their property. In addition, there's some disingenuity where we're being alleged to remove public space from the community. In fact, their tagline is public lands for public schools. But the irony is, if they have their way and are able to build their school and their unknown tower, they're actually taking away public park space from the community. And our project actually gives it to the community. At no time is this dome project going to be unavailable to the public at large. At no time. It'll always be available. We really, really care about the health and wellness of our school and the community at large. It's something that we're very, very passionate about. And all of our projects check that box. This truly is a gift from our hearts to the city of Miami and its residents and the visitors to Miami. This will be a place that all of us will use.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Chair and the esteemed member of the City Commission. As you know, I'm in support of revoking the current deal. I think what strikes me as strange is this is a donation, which everybody likes donation, but in return we want something back. I think the essence of this deal is this is for the private school or any private entities, students during the school hours, 100% of the time. I think that's what makes it questionable, as this is for the community. This is not for the community. What better represents the community than the public school students? That's first thing. The second thing is, okay, now that we are going away from that whole donation part, this is a private thing, this is a transaction. So this land is a jewel in that downtown. Is it really best for sell it for 10 million? I don't know. I think this has to go through a due process. I don't know. I wasn't here. I don't know the whole background of how the iPrep program was sidelined. I think what's fair and what makes sense would be to go back and do the due process and find the best option. If that best option is to give it to this, Senators Academy, I think let that be. But it has to be inclusive. It has to take care of all the concerns of the families that have come here, and they are not paid to come here. I'm sure they have work to do. They have taken time to come here. So the fact that there are more people, that shouldn't be, a negative thing. I think this just reflects how concerned these communities are. Thank you very much.
Chair, I'm sorry. Sir, your name?
Sir?
Your name for the record, sir?
It's Kamyar Nishwadian.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm Hugo Oli. Just for answering that guy, it's for everybody, that project. It's very, very inclusive, but it's not my point here. My point here is to ask to the city attorney that according to the law, please disqualify any vote coming from Mr. Gavella and Mr. Pardo on this topic, because they already vote and made public before this hearing, means that they are making an unfair process here. You can check their own social media channels and the own media. And Mr. Pardo, Mr. Gavella, being a commissioner is a great responsibility. Please, don't divide people. Don't create hate using public versus private.
Sir, the one that created hate was my predecessor that did that under corruption charges at this moment. And the way this process...
Thank you. No, we're not having outbursts from the chambers. We will have you removed. We are going to have a meeting with decorum. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Sir, come see me.
By the way, let it be on the record that by no means do I want to interrupt the gentleman's comment. If he wants to finish,
I know.
please let him finish.
No, it's...
So, because he has the right to speak, by the way.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning. My name is Simone Mayer. Good morning, commissioners. Good morning, city manager. I have two businesses and two properties about a block away from the proposed parking structure. I'm here to speak about FR5. I really applaud the efforts that Averjane has made with the city to try and provide parking to our neighborhood. I'm also on the MIMO board. I know a lot of work has been put into it, and it's because it's been a very urgent need for many, many years in the community. I have team members that cannot find parking, and one of my businesses actually has a very large parking lot. But there's still an overflow. There's a need for customers, for all of the restaurants and other businesses all along Biscayne. We've been studying it in the MIMO board for years, and I just really applaud the fact that something so significant has been proposed. I realize that it is a higher structure than what is typical in MIMO. We all take the historic preservation of MIMO very seriously, and I have, for my two properties that I've renovated painstakingly, I've taken that very seriously. So I understand what we're doing by building a structure that's taller, but it really is needed for the community, and it's something that is going to be very positive to put infrastructure in to allow, especially that area in the high 70s on Biscayne, to develop some properties. That empty lot is horrible. It's been horrible for years, and we really are in need of something that's going to help us move our businesses forward to profitability and success. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for taking public comment. My name is Monica Tracy. Hello, Mr. Pardo. I saw you at a meeting, and I warned you that I would be coming back. For 40 years, I've had a wide bay view of Biscayne Bay. It is a large, dead body of water. There are no fish. There is no seagrass. If you see a small patch of seagrass, you'll see the birds cluster around. I did not realize until I retired just a year ago and became active that that is a slow speed for manatee protection, the entire bay. You never see any speed, and I mean, it's all day long, and I get it. You know, we can't enforce it all. But the jet skis, their reason to exist is to speed. I swam in the bay when the governor shut down the pools and gyms, and I was shocked at how murky the water was, how dead. I watched the few seabirds try to fish and not catch anything. Please protect the rookery in the bay. Please help us establish a critical wildlife area. I mean, urban wildlife is going to live with us. So let's try to make it okay for them. It's been over 100 days since you said you would make a plan. If I can be of service in any way, my time is yours. Thank you for hearing me.
Thank you for coming. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm Erica Listman, 1020 Shore Lane, 33141. I sat here in January and I listened to neighborhood moms talk about desperately needing a safe, clean local park to bring their families and kids for fresh air, sports, and recreation. I didn't understand then why anyone would refuse the gift of a state-of-the-art, temperature-controlled sports complex for the community. Then I heard a man call this project a litmus test, grouping together those that are against the park with those that are against corruption in Miami politics. While he made good points and spoke eloquently, and I applaud his commitment to cracking down on corruption, I believe the association he made was flawed from the beginning because it was based on the false equivalency that being against corruption equals being against this community getting a beautiful, usable park. It does not. We are against corruption, and we stand with all of the commissioners who seek to eradicate it in our local politics. However, we don't want to lose this desperately needed park to a more concrete jungle just because someone needs something to make an example of. This public project is too valuable to the community and to the city to be it. Our park is not your litmus test. Please don't cut off this community's nose just to spite the larger face of Miami's political corruption issue. Find an ethical way to keep this green park and other neighborhood projects like it built for the greater good and further evolution of Miami. Not doing so would be very short-sighted. In February, and again today, I saw parents from iPrep school taking advantage of the park's uncertainty to rehash a proposal that had been dead for years. A proposal that would take a public park land, now zoned a park, and squander it for yet more buildings, and most ironically, make the park relatively inaccessible to the neighborhood at large, literally the opposite of what they seem to be proposing. This would ironically be the highest degree of privatization of this park of any of the options, making the space available only to the relatively few who attend the school. There are 97,000 people living in District 2. There are 800 students at iPrep, 1,600 if they can double their enrollment. Should we demolish all or most of the green space intended for 97,000, put a fence around it, and reserve it for 1,600? This doesn't even come close to adding up.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Daniel Resquinia. We're not talking about a park here. We're talking about public education. And public means 100% of the kids and the people, not 2% of the few that can afford $40,000 a year for elementary school. So you can make a difference today revoking this deal. Let the private schools, let the rich people buy their land and do their thing and keep the public land for public schools. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, everybody. My name is Carolina Campos. I am really proudly to call the city of Miami my home. As a resident of the District 2 and an active member of my community and a dedicated voter, I came today and stand before you with a sense of urgency, and I propose to talk about the resolution number 8. Let us ensure that all public lands in Miami remains to the truly public. and benefit 100% of our community. This project is not only a school. It's going to change a lot of things. It's going to have an affordable house for people. It's going to have a new fire station. It's not only a school. I really ask you to help us to maintain our community and our house free for the corruption and the private intentions. Please tell us yes to this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, let me make an announcement. When you speak, when you come up for public comment, if you can make your seat available, there are other people that are waiting outside that would like to speak. So if it's at all possible, when you speak, if you can make your seat available so others can come in for public comment. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Hello, Madam Chairwoman and Commissioners. Thank you for your time today. I'm Benji Power, and I live at 500 Northeast 75th Street. I'm a native of Miami. I'm a resident of District 5. I'm a parent to my 2 kids, a kindergartner and a 2nd grader at iPrep Magnet School. And I'm an alum of MDCPS's public school system, a member of Coral Reef High School's first graduating class of 2000. I'm also a passionate believer that the city of Miami is an excellent home to so many diverse residents. And we as a city have so much potential to continue being great, but we have to show significant improvements in how we ethically govern ourselves. You hear and vote on a range of types of items in commission meetings. I think today's RE8 item represents one of the more unique items you'll hear and vote on today because our children are closely observing this process. They're learning how our city is managed and how it responds in the face of allegations of unethical influence on the decision-making process. I'm not here to speak about any specific commissioner, nor about any specific school associated with this matter. This is not about us versus them. This is not about exploring a compromise. This really isn't simply even about a park and its future status. This is about the fact that the Judicial Court of the State of Florida has charged a past city commissioner with committing offenses in direct connection with the championing of this item that led to the establishment of a license agreement for the private use of Biscayne Park. And I think that decision needs to be undone because it was unjustly influenced. Miami's residents should be able to trust that our commissioners will agree on this, that the previous process was flawed and unfairly influenced. Please vote today to begin this process again. And when you do, yes, I think that rekindling the exploration of how a public school and other public good uses could be brought to Biscayne Park is one of the key things that should be done after today's vote. I want to be able to tell my children tonight that a fair and ethical process is being followed by our city and its leadership and its decision-making. And that first and foremost, public land is being thought of for public good. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. Thank you for your time today. My name is Daniela Gomez Ortigosa. I own property in 780 Northeast 63rd Street. And I'm here to talk about how long have we been asking for parking in our space? For how long have we been asking for parking in MIMO? I moved to MIMO initially because of the vibrancy of the people, because of the vibrancy of the businesses. And right now it's impossible to support that because there is no parking. Finally, someone came in with a plan for that. They are providing parking, and additionally, they're asking for a tiny extension on the height, just so that this can also be something useful for them, given that they're providing the parking at no cost to the city. We really need this parking. So please consider that. We want our MIMO district to continue thriving like it has.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Happy birthday. Mr. Croyle, I played in your park yesterday. Lovely. My name is Matt Kelson. I'm a City of Miami resident and a voter. I'm here to support RE8, public lands for public schools. This issue is so simple. My 8-year-old who goes to school at iPrep explained it back to me way better than I ever could. She said, "This is a battle of need and want. I learned this at school. iPrep needs this land so badly, and the other school just wants it. They already have a nice building, too. That's being selfish. The Centeners want to build a $10 million air-conditioned sports dome on public land. iPrep public school students play sports and recess in a parking lot. Want, need. The Centners want to build a sports dome so their kids can play lacrosse when IPREP kids don't even have enough crosswalks to safely cross the street to their school. The Centners want an air-conditioned dome for their private school students to play. This year, IPREP's air conditioner broke and the kids were sent home. Air-conditioned dome, air-conditioned classrooms. Want versus need. Make no mistake, you are voting to give more space to an A-rated public school, affordable housing for teachers and workers, public green space for the community, and an updated firehouse. Or you're voting to give a $10 million sports dome to a private school. What do you think the community wants more?
Thank you.
Thank you. What do you think the community needs more?
Good morning.
Good morning. Randall Ames, 780 Northeast 69th Street in the MIMO Historic Biscayne Boulevard District. Thank you. Before, I think it's item 5F, nobody in this community has been able to speak about this resolution or is aware that you're even voting on a resolution today, and I recommend you table it until that's done. With all due respect to Overtown's beautiful respect for historical buildings in the neighborhood and the city's will to provide parking, the actual actions of this particular resolution is in direct contrast, in direct against every effort that has been made in this district to limit and review and respect the historical architecture, the streetscape, and additionally, the community has not been reached out to. 3 weeks ago, we had a meeting in the Little Haiti Arcade, and the resolution was there was nothing there. We had almost 30 officials from the city and our commissioner, our councilwoman there, and I asked, what is in the resolution? Nobody could say. Now we're 3 weeks forward, and suddenly you're going to vote on it. I've never received one email about this meeting or any communication about any updates for this resolution. And by the way, on Saturday during the market, the city officers received from code violation directions to tow cars on 64th Terrace. Now, if you know 64th Terrace, it's an empty one-way street with the park on one side and no buildings on the other. And they towed all of the cars during the market.
Thank you.
Okay, so I just want to say we're just getting started. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Thais Chissen. I work at 3050 Biscayne Boulevard, 33137. I live in North Miami. I have worked in District 2 and with the Omni CRA for many years. With all due respect, Commissioners, I believe what's motivating the desire to kill the Dome Park project are developers. Let me quote the real deal from November 22nd, 2023. Speaking of Commissioner Gabella's and Commissioners Pardo's win, quote, both of them received substantial campaign contributions from Miami real estate heavyweights, including Miami-based NR Investments, Neurology Life Development Group.
Ma'am?
Yes?
Please stay with the item.
Okay.
Support.
And Crescent Heights. Coincidentally, both Nir Shoshani, who leads NR Developments, and Russell.
Ma'am?
Yes?
I am asking you to stay on point with the item.
Okay.
We don't.
This is
we don't
part
need
of
a
the
history
item.
lesson.
Madam Chair.
Okay. All right. Anyways, this is about using that land for development.
Hold on for a second,
No?
Madam Chair. With all due respect, I would like those same guidelines to be put for some others that usually come. I'm surprised they're not here today. Sit there like the court jester, laughing at us. In some cases, one has even stood up and a dozen times has said F-U-C-K-U directed at me. So I want the same guidelines.
I have
When
implemented
others come up here and attack in words that are much worse than anything that could be construed that this lady has said.
Moving forward, we are implementing that. Ma'am, please.
Okay, anyways.
Okay.
Excuse me, Madam Chair.
This is...
Madam Chair, ma'am, with all due respect, and I believe you have the right to talk just like everybody, but those names that you mentioned, not me. Okay?
Okay.
I don't beg favor
okay.
and by the way,
It's
the
quoted.
difference from my predecessor.
Okay. I'm just
to me
saying, I
is
saw near
I'm not for
Shoshana
sale,
here.
I'm not for hire, you can't buy me.
What we don't
None of
want to
you.
do is go back and forth
Okay,
with
I'm
the
not-
community. If you can keep your public comment
Sure.
to the item.
Okay,
Thank
to
you.
the item, I believe this land is going to be used for development. IPREP has been added in to make it more publicly appealing and for the tagline to stick. But we know that it's development that's behind this, workforce housing as they're calling it, and developers who want to take this land, not the community. There are many empty lots owned by the city of Miami that could have housed a new IPREP, empty lots that make the city dangerous. But this is politically and economically motivated, not truly an effort of the city. It's been 4 years of negotiation, 3 approvals by 5 commissioners, and when Commissioner Gabella brought this item forward is when IPREP stepped up. In my years working in Miami, I have told leaders, and I have worked with Omni CRA to the Knight Foundation, that we shouldn't be short-sighted. If we want to be a truly innovative city that has room for all economic levels to thrive, we need more and more buildings and condos to attract that kind of talent and to make this a truly livable city. We need spaces like this, climate-controlled athletic center that would be open to the entire community. This is not for Stentner only. Only during school hours, it's also open to the community, and during the night, when this park is now closed, it's open to the community and all weekend. This is the type of spaces that we need for the community to thrive. And here it's ready to go, $10 million in fund, which is so hard to come by.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Gabby Socorro. I am a longtime resident and taxpayer of Edgewater, and I'm also a passionate advocate for our community's children. I am here in favor of RE8. As a parent with 2 children attending to IPREP Academy, I've seen firsthand the challenges they face in an environment lacking natural light and green spaces. Imagine our children spending their day confined in 4 walls with little exposure to sunlight, no windows at all, and just a handful of breaks during the day. Imagine working parents that have to leave their children from 8 in the morning till 6 p.m. and they get to go outside for a few minutes a day. This isn't just about aesthetics or a park. It's about the fundamental well-being and educational experience of our future leaders of our community. But there is hope. RE8 presents an opportunity to change our children's educational experience. By voting in favor of RE8, we can provide our children with facilities they truly deserve, spaces that ignite curiosity, inspire creativity, and give them a healthy growth. And for those of you that are advocating for a park, I invite you to Margaret Pace Park, a beautiful outdoor space available for everyone. Our children deserve more than just basic education. They deserve an environment that empowers them to thrive. Please vote yes in favor of RE8. Thank you for considering the urgency of this matter. Together, let's champion the cause of our children and shape a brighter and healthier future for them. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Nicola Adamkova. This is my son Eric. We're residents of District 2 and voters. We're also active residents of the community that needs the outside facility for our children. It is not a needs or wants. These are all children, and as well as the children of our school. The children of IPREP and the surrounding communities are invited to use this space. We keep hearing public school, public property. This IPREP is not a public school. It is a charter school, and it is impossible to get into, even if you live in that area. We keep suggesting inclusion of everybody that lives there so everybody can use the space, not to build more concrete structures. This morning, there was a very nice PR conference in the outside area with the mayor of Miami congratulating and ovation for a $60 million contribution to a happy and healthy place for Miami to become. The Center Project is exactly that. There's a $10 million donation, yet it is being refused. Our children need the space to play, not only to be in an air-conditioned property, but also for a safe property. Legion's Park is loaded with bums and homeless people every single morning. We cannot go there and play there in the morning. I'm scared to go walk my dog there. So I please ask you to reconsider this place for our children. It is not needs or wants. The children from IPREP and our school are the same kind of children, and they're all welcome to go play there. It keeps getting repeated here. This is a property that's being sold or used for private properties. It is not true. There's a man standing outside of this building that says, I'm not a lobbyist, they just pay me to speak for them. And he keeps telling people this is property that's being bought for.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Philip Lewis. I'm just living on 77.
Sir, I need you to get closer to the microphone. Sir, I need you to get closer to the microphone. We can't hear you.
Not him?
Step closer to the microphone.
Oh, okay, sorry for that. My name is Philip Lewis. I'm just living on 17 Northwest 6th Avenue, Miami, Florida, zip code 33150. And then where I received an application where I highly, support this project by PZ 15933 and PZ 2315832. Submitted by Pegu LLC and 280 Chapa LLC. If approved this project, that will help, that will pave the way for construction and need a multi-family rental development in our community. The subject area is shaping for economic redevelopment, especially along the 79th Street corridor. I am especially happy to hear that the applicant is committed a portion of the development of affordable rate, which area so need, especially for our senior. And also, if ever we could get more than that, I think, we would appreciate, that, and also I want you, just try, to see if ever we can work on this. Yeah, PC 12 and 13. PC 12, 13. I want just try to build up about this. Just think about it. I think it is good for our community.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good morning.
Good morning, commissioners. I am here very nervous and with respect. My name is Stan, and I am a junior at IPREP, my public school. In a year, I will be your constituent, Commissioner King of District 5. I'm excited to do that. I am here in support of the current resolution, RE8. To revoke the Center's license agreement. I am here to witness what can be achieved for the public school system. I am here as a student to witness my own city right its wrong. What I would hope to see beyond these short-term wins is the continued parsing of public land to who it would benefit the most. Miami students, my future children, and your current ones. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Aaron DeMeo with residents at 133 Northeast 2nd Avenue. I'm also the chair of the Climate Resilience Committee, serving for all of you. We have an item that originated in our committee on the agenda today, DI4, regarding gas-powered leaf blowers. And it originated from a suggestion from a local resident, well-known meteorologist, John Morales. And there's other municipalities in the area that have already done various processes to transition toward electric leaf blowers for the many benefits. These include both the greenhouse gas emissions reductions, which are quite considerable, even though they look quite small. There's a lot of them. We have the Miami Forever Carbon Neutral plan, which we're trying to get toward. And it's not going to be one large action that gets us there. It's going to be smaller actions. This technology works. Our city operations already utilize electric leaf blowers in many locations. Unfortunately, there was a preemption, possibly at the state level last week, not allowing for local municipalities to move toward electric leaf blowers for their residents. That doesn't stop you from possibly looking to ask city manager to further review how the electric leaf blowers are operating in your current operations and look toward continuing that transition and kind of, show the support for that. And then there's also a lot of health benefits. There's volatile organic compounds which are released, so it improves air quality. So hopefully we can, transition that resolution a little bit, and you can just direct staff to look into what these options are. I think it makes a lot of sense for our community. And I'm also in support of the Leave No Trace policy, RE11, as well as FR5. I've looked at many projects and properties in the MIMO district for various people over the years, and that height restriction really does reduce the ability for the feasibility of putting parking in those projects, and having parking in that neighborhood would support those other businesses as someone who goes to those businesses. Thank you all very much. I hope it was helpful.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Marty Sutherland. I'm here speaking on behalf of myself and my mother, Paula Laws. We own a house in Spring Gardens, and I hope that this holds your attention because it's not as big an issue as everything else. I'm at 805 Northwest 7th Street Road. Across the canal, the Seabold Canal, is a property that used to be Popeye's Marina. It's now empty and has been for quite a long time, and it's dilapidated. I know that there was a request to remove the building, and it was denied on the historical situation in our neighborhood. It's an eyesore for me. I'm not trying to go against my neighborhood, but it's directly across my dock. And at worst, it's an eyesore. At best, you have toxins being leached into the river because the docks have fallen into the river now. So you have all that wood that's probably, in my mind, you've been treated and it's leaching into the water. I'm not opposed to sitting with the builders and trying to work something out with our neighborhood. Just really what it's about is what is it going to look like for us once they build, right? That's why our neighborhood is so opposed to it. So I'm here to extend an olive branch to the developers and ask them to work with us and approach me. I just gave my address, and see what we can work out, because it is an eyesore, and like I said, it's probably a danger as well. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you for coming. Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Carlos Roy, and I'm in support of RE8. I'm here as a Miamian to witness my city right its wrongs. I'm here as an IPrep student to witness what can be achieved for the public school system. I'm now a senior. At the tail end of my high school career, I won't feel the true effects of this decision. But with the passing of this resolution, what I would see is the honest denial of a private institution's grab at a public land and the possible growth of my current school's physical education. What I would hope to see, beyond this short-term wins, is the continued parsing of public land to who would benefit the most: Miami students, my future children, your current ones. And a PS, I've been to the park. It's locked in the day, which gives me a grim view of how they will truly use their grandiose dome. And what is better for the public? A park run by those against public interest, or a school built for every child in Miami? Setner, I hope you don't think we'll fall for the honey trap. This sports dome is a favor for the public. It's not. It's an unjust present for for private use. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Pedro de Silva. I live in Morningside at 570 Northeast 53rd Street. I'm here to speak on agenda item RE8 in opposition to it, the Biscayne Park. The critics of this project, they usually never mention that this was approved on City Commission on a 5-0 vote. 3 of you that are here voted for it. And the reason you did is because you saw the benefits of improving and refurbishing this park. This is a park that is for everyone in the community at no cost to the taxpayers. The other thing that the critics of this project usually don't mention is that this land is owned as a park. This is a City of Miami public park. And now some of you want to build housing inside the City of Miami Park. Can you imagine the precedent? So what is next? Are we going to build housing in Morningside Park? Where does it stop? And so we cannot be converting our precious parks and sports facilities into housing. The Miami-Dade School Board, they have They own nearby land that they can use. So, why do they want to use a city park when they have nearby land that they can use? And I'm not against the IPREP or school housing. Just, we need our parks. This is a City of Miami park. So I kindly ask you today that you don't get politics get on the way.
Thank you.
And please
Thank
do
you.
not cancel it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Otto Schmidt. I am a student at iPrep Academy, and I'm here with a petition with over 1,700 signatures supporting RE8.
Thank you. I love that the young people are here for civic engagement. They are our future leaders, and I want to celebrate the kids that have come to speak, all of them. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Melania Kelson, and I'm a Magnet School alumni, a Miami-Dade resident of 33135, and a voter. Vote yes on RE8. Every day our actions as parents, teachers, and public representatives teach our kids lessons, whether we like it or not. So we need to be responsible for what lessons we're teaching them every day. The settlers claim to value integrity, but what these actions teach us is that if you have enough money, you can take from others that don't have as much. If this land goes to them, that is the lesson this city would be teaching our kids as well. These parks are supposed to be for the public, not just for those that can afford to play on them. I know they claim this dome is free to everyone, but the reality is nothing is free in this world. And the land is worth much more than that, and they know it. If not, they wouldn't fight so hard for it. Let's start brand new and create something we can all benefit from as a community, and that can keep generating money for many years to come. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Kerry Aronovitz. I live on 72nd Terrace here in Miami, Florida. I'm here in support of RE8. I don't have a promotional video. I don't have a PR team. I am a proud parent of a pre-kindergarten child at iPrep, an amazing school. The deal with the Centners is wrong. And we are all here, pink shirts or green shirts, we're teaching our students, our kids, right from wrong. And that deal is wrong. A commissioner is no longer in front of us because he was removed by the governor as a result of that deal.
Sir, stay with the agenda.
Yes, and ultimately, Chairwoman, thank you very much. We are all here for what is right and what is wrong. This is a public space. It should be used for a public land, public parks, and public schools. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Stephanie Beanstalk. I live in Edgewater, Florida, District 2. I am a Miami native, business owner in Edgewater, my homestead for the past 12 years. My investment properties are all in Edgewater, and more importantly, a mom of 2 very athletic children. My passion for the community and roots are very deep in Miami. I've watched my neighborhood gentrify and completely transform into a booming, thriving city. But the past 3 years, I've become very nervous to even walk to the supermarket with my children. My kids can no longer ride a scooter or a bike in my neighborhood because of the increasing car accidents. We need a commissioner to be more worried about our kids and adults by fostering and prioritizing healthy habits of sports in Edgewater. We have 0 neighborhood sporting leagues or community centers for kids, but Miami Shores, Miami Beach, North Beach, Bay Harbor Islands, the Underline, and Brickell have all made this a priority. You just awarded Liberty City, and we have nothing for our kids to play sports. As much as I want to support public education for children in my community, the community did not support me back. When I applied for my son to attend iPrep just living a few blocks away, I was denied. He is a straight A student, captain of his soccer team, and they're giving away seats to families outside of District 2 and some even in Broward County. I urge you to ask for the statistics of where all of their students live. This is why they are at capacity, not because they are accepting kids from District 2. The school board wants you to believe they need more space because of a growing district, but applications are open to everyone in Miami and Broward County on a lottery system. I fully understand this is a magnet program, but you shouldn't be convinced that expanding a lottery-based school will directly impact District 2. We have to compete with thousands of applications for a seat. It will only impact whoever wins a lottery. Taxpayers within blocks of the school get no first right for a seat. It's your job to look out for the best interests of District 2 residents and not the taxpayers in other districts because their children attend IPREP.
Thank you.
My son wants to speak, but he's very nervous about Margaret Pace Park. Can he attempt or can I speak for him?
He can speak for himself.
He doesn't want to speak. He doesn't want to? He doesn't want to speak. You want to speak with the microphone?
He's too shy to speak.
It's pretty scary coming here to speak. Yes, it's pretty scary. No, you cannot have his 2 minutes. You cannot have his 2 minutes. Thank you. Good morning.
Morning. I'm Avra Jane, 720 Northeast 69th Street. I'm here to speak in favor of FR5. Just for clarity, it's a text amendment for Chapter 23 that allows the opportunity for a project to be presented, a public benefit project to be presented. The project can't be presented without it. This is a project that would have to be brought back to HEP Board for their denial, approval, or approval with conditions. Chapter 23 never considered public benefit when the ordinance was written. This is an opportunity to address a problem that MIMO's been working on for years, especially as it related to Upper Biscayne Boulevard, where there's a lot of businesses and not enough parking. Just for the record, I own a property a block and a half north of this. It was as of right for me to knock down that building and build a 12-story building overlooking all of Palm Grove. And I decided to go to the effort to make it historic and downzone it to 35 feet. So this project that's coming forward, hopefully, is really for the benefit of the entire community. For those people that lived in that neighborhood for over 20 years ago, the height limit there was unlimited. So much needed project. Please support FR5 for the benefit of the entire community. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Zach Cosner. I reside at Center 180 Southwest 114th Terrace. I'm here representing Friends of Biscayne Bay. I've heard varieties of spice of life, so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about something a little less controversial, garbage in Biscayne Bay. And I'm also an Eagle Scout, and the Scouts, they taught us to always leave a place cleaner than when we got to it. Unfortunately, the primary visitors to the Spoil Islands in the city of Miami and the parks don't appear to be Boy Scouts. They appear to be people who are very intent on leaving garbage strewn all over the place. You know, garbage in a landscape doesn't just make things uglier. It diminishes the quality of the ecology. It's bad for human health, and it's bad for Biscayne Bay. Now, there was a recent economic study saying that Biscayne Bay provides $64 billion in value for Miami-Dade County overall, specifically and especially the city of Miami, which, you know, Biscayne Bay is the blue heart of. And yet, our Spoil Islands, our parks, our mangroves are clogged with trash, which kills fish, which kills turtles, which undermines our ecology, and which can end up inside of us when fishermen eat that fish that is, are swimming around in these environments that are clogged with garbage. You recently unanimously voted to adopt Leave No Trace principles. We really appreciate that. But the principles of Leave No Trace emphasize greater stewardship for nature, respect for others, and just make this a better, cleaner, healthier place to live. However, we need you to act swiftly to implement a Leave No Trace policy citywide. This includes removing trash from trash cans on Spoil Islands, placing signage on islands, enhancing education, and making sure that we are doing everything we can to reduce the load of garbage that's going into our storm drains, that's going into our bay, and that's going inside of us. And so that's we've recently sent over 1,000 letters from Friends of Biscayne Bay members, many of them City of Miami residents, urging for the adoption of these policies, and we just urge you to take action.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Marvin Tapia, 1901 Northwest South River Drive. Good morning, residents. Good morning, commissioners. I got to say, I want to start by saying this is beautiful. I'm really proud of our residents because this is the way our system should work. Our system is meant to listen to our residents so we can voice our opinions, which is why I'm in support of RE8. This is something that should be open to community input, not because it's the green versus the pink or good versus bad. It's because it should be open to the community. We voice our opinions, commissioners take a decision on that, and that's how it should be, which is why I'm in support of RE8. You're going to hear from a lot of people, you've already heard from a lot of people, the takeaway today. I know you've been sitting here for a long time, you'll be sitting here for a while longer. The takeaway is that this is for the community. So whether the community decides what should be in that park, not special interests, not individuals, it should be the community. And just remember that, please. And I'm also in support of RE10. RE10, Gabella, and commissioners, I believe, we should support that. So thank you for your time. Again, please listen to the residents. That's why we're here. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Carolina Lara. I'm a resident of Edgewater. And actually, I have something ready to say, but I totally agree with him. I'm on the other side, but I totally agree with him on the Biscayne Park. I support the park. As I was standing outside, and the reason I'm changing, speaking right now, I felt so sad that the kids from both schools should be working together. They should be friends. Like, this is about them. And I was very upset to see how feisty people are outside, how they're not talking to each other, how they are angry, when we should be getting together and analyzing what's best. My personal opinion as an architect and as a realtor is, I agree that public schools need more space, better space with windows. I agree that teachers need a better place to live. In my personal opinion, that specific spot, I don't think we can put more people on that street. I think having a park would be a way better use of this space for everybody in different times of the days, in different seasons, and I'm pretty sure we can come together to find a very good use of this public space for everybody. And, of course, not acknowledging what IPREP is in need of. Because I know today my son goes to private school, but I went to public school. So, I'm not against helping and finding a solution, but in my opinion, that specific site on that specific street, putting 1,000 more people coming in and out together, being in residences or being in school, I don't know if the street can support it. So, and I wish that we can get together to make what's best for the public. So I totally agree with the gentleman that was here before me.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, members of the commission. My name is Walter Arguelles. Address is 6070 Southwest 25th Street. I am here today taking time out of my busy law practice to discuss Measure RE8 and humbly ask that this commission consider revoking the licensing agreement that was previously issued and secured and rather spearheaded by former Commissioner Mr. Portilla. As we all know, there's very serious allegations regarding how the licensing agreement itself was secured. That in and of itself should be enough to raise red flags here. The mere appearance of impropriety should lead this commission to revoke the licensing agreement. Nevertheless, let me remind you all that as members of the commission, you have a fiduciary duty to act in the best interest of the public, not interests of groups such as the Sentinels who are proposing this measure and are looking to financially benefit from this measure. With that being said, I respectfully request that the commission does the correct thing here, revoke the licensing agreement. Let's all go back to the drawing board, bring everybody who has some type of interest here, and propose what is the best use for this land that we are here to discuss today. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. David Setner, 3050 Biscayne Boulevard. I hope I get this within 2 minutes. I didn't time this, and I'm about to drop a bomb, so maybe you'll grant me a little bit longer if I go over. I don't even know. So we've been trying to make a substantial gift to the city It's surreal that we're trying to fight so hard to give our money away. So much has happened in the past month. I'm actually aligned with you, Commissioner King. I really wish there was a way that we could figure out some way to work together. I've tried to speak with everybody. I've tried to speak with IPREP parents. I've tried to speak with IPREP leadership. I've tried to speak with the school board. I have offered creatively. We happen to own some lots on 20th Street, literally 1 block away from the park, to work with the school board. Maybe IPREP can be located there. I got kind of a big yawn and a non-response from that idea. There's been parents who have wanted to speak with us anonymously from IPREP, who have been told that they're being traitorous and ostracized from their group. So, and along the way, we've been defamed and trolled and attacked and villainized, trying to do a good thing. This really is a scary place to speak, Commissioner King, and to be. Nobody here will even look me in the eye. Most people will say, screw this. Nothing against public schools or the school board. My mother actually worked for Miami-Dade County Public Schools for over 40 years. You can check it yourself. So you all know the backstory. I think I'm running out of time. I don't know how you're feeling about this. We're pulling out. We're reasonable people, though. We know that there's actually one of the IPREP parents I actually agree with, who is like, the process. There's enough new information about the process that maybe we should re-examine this. I'm okay with this. We're still open to improving the park. We're not interested in spending $10 million on a dome sports park. Too much harassment.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think you got my point. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Evelyn Hernandez Velez. I live at 553 Northeast 75th Street, and I'm here to speak about the 35-foot height limit amendment in the MIMO district. I've lived in the house immediately behind the property for 24 years. The MIMO Historic District and its protective 35 height limit are the best things that ever happened to the area. Mine is one of the 4 single-family homes abutting the property. No one wants a 55-foot building looking down on their backyard. The city should be vigorously protecting the 35-foot height limit, not trying to change that height limit and set a bad precedent. This developer has proposed building underground parking previously with only a private investment. Here, the Miami Parking Authority will be subsidizing in the construction and windfall for the developer. The 35-foot height limit is based on sound urban design concepts, including the Miami-Dade County Urban Design Manual and input from the Miami Planning Department. It protects the character and the scale of the area, especially an area like ours, where much of the boulevard backs up against a single-family home. It took a lot of effort to establish both the MIMO Historic District and the protective 35 height limit. But now our protective height limit is threatened, and don't let anyone convince you that this wouldn't set a bad precedent. I know that we need some parking on Biscayne Boulevard, and we could get that through other means, but building underground, we don't have to. The height limit doesn't have to be touched. But right now, traffic on Biscayne Boulevard is horrible to get from one block to another. If today we allow a 55-foot height deviation, tomorrow someone will ask for a 75-foot height deviation.
Thank you.
Please protect it.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Grant Stern, 425 Northeast 22nd Street. I came here with this flyer that I received from the Centeners to tell you a little story about it. Big surprise, they donate some of their philanthropic money to the organization So Dangerous. Facebook and Instagram banned them, not just from children seeing it, but from everybody seeing the vaccine misinformation that they spread. But I'm here to talk about what kind of city we want and support RE8, because if we want a city that's fair, that works for everybody, that treats everybody the same, we're not going to give out no-bid deals on $100 million pieces of property with no appraisal even, just because somebody is wealthy. And I'm going to tell you something. You look up here. Everybody look up for a second. You see the lovely Zodiac up here? That was discovered, actually, and refurbished by an early administration. And there's another room that contained a similar zodiac. It was called the Star Chamber. It existed in England back in the very olden days, and it gave different justice to the aristocrats, the wealthy, the nobles, the people of higher standing. And if we want to be a city that gives special deals to wealthy people because they can buy fancy lobbyists, or even be unregistered lobbyists and speak before this body like the Centeners did on January 11th, or be lobbyists and not tell everybody, hey, we're lobbyists when they give these speeches because they're now registered lobbyists. There's no public interest in this like you'd see in this flyer. This is self-interest. They're going to bring us a farmer's market so they can sell their produce. They're going to have 36 ticketed events each year. It's going to be open to the public, sure, buy a ticket. This is about what kind of city do we live in? A city for the residents or a city for the wealthy people who can move here and buy literally whatever they want, and the city will just turn a blind eye to it, and when they find out that it's a bad deal, they say, you know, we're not going to change our minds. We're just going to stick with this bad deal.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm here to speak on 2 items. My name is Denise Galvez Turros. I am a resident of the city, but I'm also a member of the Historic and Environmental Protection Board. One of the items I wanted to speak on is the MIMO parking lot. I have to tell you, I've been on the board for over 5 years, and we looked at this item and considered it very carefully. And I don't speak for the rest of the board, but what Ms. Jane is proposing to do with the MPA, it's a very, very narrow exception that we're making for something that for years we've been hearing complaints about in the neighborhood. And so I don't think this is going to set a bad precedent as long as we keep the definition very narrow, that it's for the public interest. The underground that the previous lady suggested, we looked at that. That's not feasible. It's just not possible on that lot. So please vote to approve that parking lot. The second item I want to speak on very quickly is this pocket item that Commissioner Carollo put forth to appoint Jose Suarez. I'm not sure why we're trying to bring back an employee who just left the city abruptly and is not qualified for that position. But I ask you all to just keep in mind his history of appointing people to positions, cronies, like the most recent Miguel Ferro at Tower Theater. That theater now is abandoned. There's nobody managing it. It's permanently closed, sometimes open. I'm not sure what the hours are, but please do not allow Commissioner Carollo to appoint anybody to that position. Perhaps wait for the audit of Bayfront Trust before we select somebody for such an important position. I spoke to Jose Solano yesterday, an employee of that trust for 24 years who would be glad to come back to that position. He was driven away by Mr. Commissioner Carollo. So please treat our public assets like they deserve. They're for the community. They don't belong to you and they don't belong to him. They belong to all of us. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Henry Patel, and I'm speaking in support of FR5. Quickly, I might ask a little extra time. I want to stay in respect of the time, but quickly. The biggest loser of the Memo district are the business owners. Me with another few other, we own hotels since 1980s. A lot of people don't know that it used to be C1 zoning with 110 feet before many people who complain today about height say that, oh, we should not allow 55. It used to be 110 feet when they were living there. It was down zone when Commissioner Sarnoff represented us. And we are the real losers because with my wife and children, George knows me pretty well. We go back when city wanted to clean up the Biscayne Boulevard, and I'll open up my hotel doors to the Miami PD to do sting operations. By the way, Commissioner, greetings to you. You don't know me, but it's a tough job, but I'm glad you took it. So we were down zone from 110 to 35. At that time we came here, Commissioner Sanchez and Commissioner Gott were in favor to compromise at 55, but the other commissioners won't give up. Now we are stuck with a bag where we worked our rear end off for 35 years. If I need some money for my emergency, I lost my investment value. I did not decide to sue City of Miami. And now the TDR has ties where I cannot even sell TDRs if I have not refurbished my hotel in last 10 years. That's a challenging situation for somebody like me and other 5-6 business owners who can do nothing with the investment we work. Nobody wanted to come on Biscayne. We have seen bullets on Biscayne. You can ask about dozen chief of police of my commitment to this neighborhood. But today, I'm standing, we should come to a compromise because 36th Street and Biscayne can have 47 stories, but 72nd and Biscayne cannot have 55 feet. That is ridiculous. That is just unfair to people who have worked their butt off for the rest of their life to put our investment with our wife and kids.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
I beg you to make sure you make
Thank
a
you.
rational decision
Thank you.
and think about the future
Thank
of the
you.
neighborhood.
Thank you, Mr. Patel. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, esteemed commissioners and community leaders. My name is Stephanie Lara, and I'm a District 5 voter. I live at 810 Northeast 74th Street, and I'm a parent of children who attend the Miami-Dade County Public School IPrep Academy. I also am a public school graduate of Dr. Michael Kropp Senior High School 2002. I come to you today as a concerned and active community member, troubled by the decisions that may prioritize private interests over the collective well-being of our public. Our community stands at a crossroads, with the future of Miami's public lands and consequently our spirit of communal life at stake. Recent actions threaten to divert resources from our most vital institutions, notably public schools. A symbol of educational excellence within the public school system is IPrep Academy. IPrep's potential for expansion, essential for fostering greater achievements and brighter futures for our students, is jeopardized by the encroachment of private developments on private land. Starting as early as 2016, there was a hopeful negotiation for an IPrep building, reflecting our commitment to educational progress. However, this plan is now being threatened by developments that favor private gain over public benefit. As guardians of our future, we must advocate for the preservation of public lands for educational growth and communal growth. We call upon you to stand with us in upholding the principle that public lands should serve the public good, opposing any actions that compromise this ideal. Our parks and our open spaces are not mere commodities, but the heart of our community, crucial for recreation, learning, and growth. As we consider the legacy that we wish to leave, let's unite in valuing our public lands for their true purpose, to educate, inspire, and to serve the public interest. We trust in your leadership to prioritize the collective interests of the community, and we ask that you vote yes to RE8. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Melina Tofalo. I didn't prepare anything. I will improvise. I have two girls, single mom. My girls go to Sandner, and they play tennis for the last 10 years. And we never know if we can play or not, depending on the weather, the heat, the mosquitoes. And I think this project is amazing for everyone, for the moms, for the kids, and for Miami. I think it's incredible because we don't have this in Miami, and could be part of for the tourists or for the people to see something else like this amazing. I don't know if you understand the idea that I'm trying to say. It's a beautiful city, and my family, these beautiful people are very generous, donating the money to do it. So you don't even need to put money on. And they are not just generous with Miami, they are generous with me, with myself, not with me, with my girls, and with another people at the school, giving a scholarship for single moms or poor people as I am. So thank you for listening. I hope you understand me. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Chair. Happy birthday, and fellow commissioners. This is a time I wish I had the superpower of public speaking or the wit and grace of Ms. Bendros Bendigal, but I don't, so I will keep it short. Thank you for the opportunity to address you today. My name is Tabitha Jana, a District 2 Brickell resident for over 30 years, a registered voter and the voice of my 3- and 5-year-old children. I am here to express my support for your revoking the license agreement discussed under RE8 related to Biscayne Park. I agree that we do need more and better parks. I agree that we need more space for all the children of the community. But I strongly agree that we also need more schools. As a parent, we are constantly facing a plethora of challenges and decisions. One major decision is the school choice, and the flock of new residents of our city is low on school inventory, whether it is private or public. I am grateful to hear about philanthropists willing to improve our community, but wish that they went about the correct way without having any relation to corruption without spreading misinformation, without sidelining the work of many of the school board and the Omni CRA. I wonder if they would give their donations if the project was not across the street from their private school. Again, I kindly urge you to vote yes to revoke the deal. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Daniel Lee. Thank you, commissioners, for hearing us out. I really admire the things you do and all you have to go through every day that you do one of these public hearings. I live at 13th Street, 13 Northwest and 44th Street on District 3, but I own a condo in District 2. I lived in Brickell before, and as the lady who lives there, I'm concerned about parks and about schools, and I'm here to oppose RE8. I know that you brought it up, but I'm here to oppose it because I really think that we should keep any deal that in some way protects our parks, that keeps land that is owned as a park. I have a 3-year-old son. This week has been fantastic because the weather has been permitting me to go to the park with him every single afternoon. I've loved it, but it's not always the case. Sometimes it rains, sometimes it's too hot outside. And I would love for him to have access to a soccer league or something of that nature in our district. And I think that, unfortunately, we don't have more land. We don't have more parks to be able to do something like that and to have something like that. I saw, like in the morning, Mayor Suarez was enforcing or trying to bring upon us, his new program of sports and all these fitness activities. And I think that, yes, that's something that is really good as is education. I'm not denying that education is great. But I think that we need to protect this as a park, and I hope that you find a way to do it. I hope that we haven't scared this family who's donating, because I just heard them bring a bomb and they're pulling out of the deal. I hope that we're not the city who kills parks and encourages whoever gives a donation to preserve a park to take that donation away. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Chairwoman. Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Meg Haji, and I am here as a proud member of IPREP Academy and our community in Edgewater. I am here to speak in favor of this item, RE8. This decision that is being made today is about what is right and fair and what is not. A decision about public land deserves a truly public and transparent dialogue that involves the public, good government, and due process. Our community in Edgewater is growing, and the need of future Miami public school students depend on this land. It's worth reevaluating. Please vote yes to RE8 today. Your decision will say Miami is open for business, but Miami public land is not for sale. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Eileen Batari, and I live in the Upper East Side in the Palm Grove neighborhood. I have a pass out that's going to be given to you of pictures so that you can see exactly where this 7500 Biscayne Boulevard lot is, that we are opposed to the 55-foot height increase from 35 feet. We are not opposed to the project. We welcome the project. We welcome the parking garage, as long as it stays within the confines of the 35-foot. The 35-foot height limit has brought harmony and balance to our neighborhood. Page 1 shows you an aerial photo of it. Page 2 shows you the north side, which is 7550 Biscayne Boulevard on the corner. It's a two-story house that's on Biscayne and 76. Behind it are 3 single-family homes that abut directly to the back of the lot. So you have, this lot is going to be right on top of these homes. On the east side of the lot, across Biscayne Boulevard, is the commercial strip. As you can see on page 4, it is 2 stories. On page 5 is on the west side of the lot, which is Evelyn's house. She spoke just a few minutes ago. We support new development in the Upper East Side. What we don't support is that for the first time I am here fighting the city. I've come down here for the past 30 years, always fighting a developer who's been trying to get some type of height upzoning or some type of waiver. I said, but now here I am with my fellow neighbors fighting the city to protect our
Thank you.
neighborhood. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Can you hear me okay? All right. Good morning, commissioners. Good morning, parents. Happy birthday, by the way. My name is Allison James. I am resident of Miami, Florida, 33137. I was born and raised in Miami, Florida. I'm a product of public schooling, which I appreciated very much. Not only did public schooling help grow me as an individual, but an educational intellect because I graduated from FIU University. I am in a career that I love and thrive in. I currently have 2 children who are attending iPrep Academy, who are also thriving in the same community because public school has that impact on you. Not only do they receive an impeccable education from iPrep, but they also are involved with other kids from other backgrounds and cultures. Public schools like iPrep are beyond worth fighting for. For our children benefit in more ways than one. The opportunity for a bigger one would be impeccable because this would obviously give more kids that are trying to get into iPrep, which is a magnet school, not a charter school. And it's a free public school. So, for RE8, I implore you to terminate the license agreement, make it more where we can bid and speak our piece so we can actually see what we're going to do with Biscayne Park. Thank you for your time and have a great day.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good afternoon. It is.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Commissioner Reyes, Carollo, Gabela, and Pardo, and Chairwoman. Happy birthday. We are Pisces. My name is Leo Bocardi. I live at 100 Bayview Drive in Sunny Isles, and I am in opposition of RE8. I moved to Miami from Canada, where there are multiple parks in every neighborhood, but they can only be used half of the year. I've been here for 3 years now, and it's not easy to find available green space for me and my family and our community. But here in Miami, we can use parks 12 months a year, but we also have harsh weather, especially in the heat in the summer. Therefore, for me, it makes sense to have an air-controlled dome. This morning, we also heard Mayor Suarez say some of the priorities for the city, which are mental health, exercise, athletics, and to have green spaces to stay. And this is exactly what this project will deliver, these benefits. But we also just heard David and Leila Sedner rescind a donation of $10 million as a result of a very public, misinformed, and defamatory campaign by those against the Dome project, including Commissioner Pardo. I was raised not to disrespect generosity. So now, you need to find a way to upgrade Biscayne Park and to make it as beautiful and useful as the project from the Centeners would be. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Amanda Bonvecchio, and I am speaking in favor of item FR5. I am a licensed architect whose office is in the commercial district of Baimo, and I believe this text amendment is commendable as it will allow for a project like Ms. Jane's to be presented that addresses a dire need for parking in the community. Please support FR5. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Alexander Kovalov. I would like, first of all, to thank this opportunity to speak and to be heard. I came here not so much time ago, and for me to having this opportunity as a resident of Miami to really share your thoughts about how you would like this city to be look like is very important. So I would like to thank everybody for this opportunity. Initially, I would like to pose a question. How easy is it to find a person who is willing to fund $10 million for public school, sorry, not for public school, for public park, building, like taking care of the development and maintenance? And frankly speaking, for me, I was surprised 10 minutes ago that Sentner is pulling out of this deal. But I would like to say this, that we residents of Miami, we still want to see park on this public land. And no matter what, like, no matter who will build this park, but we would like this park to be built. So, before you have the budget for it, and you have the person who is willing to take care of it. And right now, it is your job to find a budget for building of this public park. Public land for public parks. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Happy early birthday, Commissioner. Thank you for being here all morning, listening to us. I echo everything that the parents of IPREP had said, and a lot of what the parents of the Sentner Academy have said as well. I'm here today, District 5 active resident, the mother of 2 children, a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, to ask for your support of item number 8 and for the termination of the license agreement for Biscayne Park. I also, based on recent events, ask you to not feel strong-held or pressured over any change in circumstances. I think there's a lot more for Biscayne Park than just a dome or no dome. There's a lot to explore. We've talked today about possibilities and working together, and we should not feel threatened or fearful due to a change in those circumstances. And if the love for our community and the love for the park is still there, then we'll make it work. And I think we're all in favor of a green space that would be Biscayne Park. So I ask you to consider that when you support item number 8. Thank you.
Chair, if I have the speaker's name. Ma'am?
Marcela Lozano. Thank you.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Deborah Stander. I live at 830 Northeast 74th Street, and I'm here to speak on FR 5, the MIMO Biscayne Height Ordinance. I have heard different, obviously, opinions about this proposed change in the height ordinance, and my position on this is that this does not have to be an either-or situation. I think that we're talking about legislation, and legislation can be tailored and worded to try to satisfy different positions. So I've brought, and I will be handing to the clerk, some handouts for the commissioners, which both list the findings of the HEP board, and I noticed that one of the HEP board members just spoke to you. She left before the HEP board voted on this item, and so she was not a part of the vote. The HEP board voted unanimously to deny recommending this legislation to the commission only because they felt that it failed to sufficiently address some very important issues. So I'm going to give you a list that shows the HEP board's findings, what they found wrong with it, and some proposed additions that might be made that reflect community input and also try to address the HEP board's concerns. So I'm handing these. I think that Commissioner Pardo, you have in your district, you have a couple of neighborhood conservation districts, and I know Commissioner Reyes, in your district, you have the Coral Gate. Right.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair and Commission. Maureen Luna. I'm here to speak on RE8 in support to revoke the licensing deal for Biscayne Park. But first, let's not make this about two schools against each other. What is really about is a bad deal. A deal many of you weren't properly informed about prior to this month. A deal that does not address the largest possible audience, and a deal by where one day could possibly bring hardship to the city of Miami and their staff. While many points have been addressed here today, these are a few undeniable facts I'd like to leave you with. There are 21 acres of land currently in the city of Miami that are generating zero tax dollars. Under much of this is undeveloped, underutilized, or worse, forbidden. With the termination of the Biscayne Park licensing deal, this can change. Based on the independent study that the CRA did under the Omni redevelopment plan, it is expected to bring over $400 million annually to that area, to be reinvested in that community. This is a far cry from a one-time $10 million payment. Green space, that's another question. The current plan reflects the development of using no green space. The only thing that utilizes green space is the Dome project. There will be no green space used in what's currently addressed. Lastly, the question of how we will pay for it. Once the deal is revoked, the land value is appraised, and a proper RFP is put in place, I promise you the funding will come. And during that process, you can trust that this hot pink army will be there to make sure that it happens and each are held accountable.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Adam Konetsky, and I would like to give my time to Ms. Leah Sentner.
We're not given time.
With all due respect,
Commissioner
We're not
King,
giving time. Commissioner Pardo announced it yesterday.
We
told our people to
Ma'am,
not show up because we thought we were going to have more
Please do not
time.
argue with me. I've already stated that we are not given time.
Thank you. I'm a parent of two boys. I live in Brickell, and I oppose RE8. We live in an area where park space is limited, especially in the summer months. It is very hot. So putting a dome would be very helpful here, and staying in Miami because it does get very humid. And I think we lost something great with data center, like going away with the money. So hopefully you guys can find another green space and $10 million to come up with a great space for the kids to play with. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Wendy Hernandez, and I am the mom of an iPrep student and another student that goes to public school at a different school. So I really thought through this a lot. My son, Adam, he plays soccer. And so he would stand to benefit from this dome, let's say. And so when we talked about why is mommy active and why is she doing this, we talked about right and wrong and what's needed and what's not needed. So for those of you who practice soccer, there's plenty of public parks. Adam practices in Dorsey Park in Miami-Dade County. So there's land there to practice in. I'm speaking in support of RE8. I come before you today fueled by my love of community and my commitment to doing what is right. Our public school system, alongside us as parents, instill in our future leaders the value of integrity and making ethical decisions. To that end, I hope that as you have researched, listened, reflected, you have become convinced that the Biscayne Park deal is a flawed deal. Therefore, I urge you to demonstrate to our children that our politicians can and will prioritize righteousness by supporting RE8. As I remind my children every day at every single drop-off, make good choices, commissioners. Say yes to RE8. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. Good afternoon.
Layla Setner, 3050 Biscayne. And I just want to reiterate, we are no longer in a desire to donate $10 million to the city. We are no longer interested. And thank you, Commissioner Pardo, for your social media post, which has to be some sort of ethical violation to encourage everybody to come out here in support of By the way, your constituents are the people that would have been using that park. It was not going to be a private park. It was going to be fully accessible to the public, just as it is now, except it will be useful. The way it is now, it's just dirt. So I hope that you can find the replacement to beautify the park, because my husband and I and our community, and we will make sure hundreds of thousands of people come out to support to make sure that stays a park. A park is a park is a park. You cannot build a tower. You cannot build a school that only has capacity for 2,000 kids. And I know many, many parents who have tried to get into that school and they can't because there's a waiting list. So tell me how giving it to iPrep is good for the community when there's only 2,000 kids that can go there. Is that fair? No. I just want it to be a park. And whether you use somebody else's donation, I don't care. Let them pay for it. I just want it to be beautiful. I want it to be green space. And it doesn't matter to us what you put. That's what you guys don't seem to understand. We don't care. We just want it to be green space, but we won't allow it to be a building. It doesn't need to be. And you know what? The school board has over 500 parcels. Why don't they take one of the 500 parcels, if they're so supportive of your school, and give you one of those 500 parcels and donate it to you, iPrep, because I know you're doing a great job with what you're doing. I have to commend you with that. So tell the school board to give you some of their unused land so you can continue to build your beautiful project, which I support, just not on that area.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, I just wanted to add that I'll discuss that when we discuss the item.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Marica Morelli. I live in 2020 Norbert Shore Drive, Edgewater, District 2. So I had prepared something to say, but then she said whatever I had to say. So I was already nervous before coming here. Now I'm even more. Sorry for my English. I'm Italian. I moved to Miami 10 years ago, and it was a dream coming true. I have to say, I always speak from the bottom of my heart, and I want to say something to Commissioner Pardo. So I voted for you. I respected you. I was kind of really upset when I saw your Instagram post yesterday. I don't want to make any polemics. I always believe that politicians have to make decisions. I'm most of the time grateful for the decision that they make, but it's not their job to take side, at least until the very last moment. So as a resident of District 2, where I walk every day, and I have a perspective just a little bit maybe better than some other people who are here that don't leave the place, I would expect for you to wait to hear my voice, because I'm not here, just not mine, because I'm here representing my kids and many other families that trust you, or at least trusted you. Said that, as long as I understand, the dome is not happening anymore, and it's breaking my heart, because it was amazing, and I wanted to have it done. And please be careful whatever you decide to build on that land, because we have already 2 schools. Cold kitchen business with hundreds of scooters running around like crazy all the time, a car dealer with trucks going around the building all the time. And I don't know if you know already, a mom got killed like last week because she was walking there with her stroller and it was hit by a truck. So it's devastating what is happening. It's super crowded. Take care of my district.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair. Commissioners, Leslie Del Monte. I'm here to speak on the Resolution 8, asking that you revoke the existing license agreement. This isn't a battle of private versus public. This isn't even about iPrep and Sentner Academy. This is about right versus wrong. And you, Commission, have the opportunity to right a very bad wrong. You have the opportunity to right a process that was deliberately misguided and quite frankly violates every procurement law in the state. You have the opportunity to distance yourself from a decision that was purposely skewed against you, and a decision with strings that you were not purview to. You have the opportunity to create an equitable and fair process. You have the opportunity to prioritize public schools, students, and teachers, and parks, with full access to everyone. Because I'll remind you that the previous plan did not use those entire 7 acres and left the majority of it for park. But ultimately, you have the opportunity to prioritize the Edgewater and Omni CRA community, whose sole purpose is to eliminate slum and blight. You have the opportunity to reinstate a 21-acre plan that, if carried out, could generate over $4 million in tax revenue and a projected $1.4 billion over the life of the CRA, money that has to be used to benefit that area. You have the opportunity to completely revitalize and completely transform the Edgewater community. But these are things you know. These are things that have been in your plans for years. These are things that the current deal doesn't do. Speaking of which, I'm taken back by some of the threats, or at best challenges, that have been thrown at you in the last few minutes. But boy, I've never seen somebody fight so hard to donate $10 million.
Thank you.
The benefit
Thank
is
you.
in the value of the land. I hope you recognize that.
Thank
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Flavia Giardinella. I'm here to speak in opposition of R8, which sadly for everyone now will not have a chance to go through anymore. This was not about a side. I'm all for good public schools. I wish there were more better public schools in Miami. And I'm sure that IPRED needs a new building, and they have for many years. But there are many other spaces, like Leila mentioned, in the city and the buildings that they could move to. They don't have to take the scarce green space that there is in the city. Not to mention that this park was a deal of the Freedom Park, which it's shown as a park, and it should remain as a park. This park was a donation. The indoor park was a donation, and for all community kids and adults, not just a few. It would have allowed District 2 to have, just like we saw for District 5, great community teams and do great things. Among other things, like Mayor Suarez said, parks have infinite value because they last forever. This indoor park was not going to cost the city anything or the taxpayers. All revenue was going to go to the city. You should have read the deal. And it would have allowed the community and the city to thrive. I'm also very disappointed as a community member, the fact that commissioners were going on public and social media to say their vote when the hearing had not happened. I also came out today out of my free will. I took a PTO work day to be here and have my voice heard. And it's unethical and un-American to, as commissioners, not hear the community at large first before saying a vote, which, as I heard correctly in the beginning of the hearing, that is not allowed. So commissioners don't know the rules? Strange. Why are they supporting a side without listening to the community? Again, unethical, unprofessional, and the city has failed our community. Parks are important for all communities. There is extensive land in Miami to build buildings and other schools. I will always fight for Biscayne Park to stay a park.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, commissioners.
Good afternoon.
Thanks for your time, by the way. Been a busy day. So my name is Wendy Mendoza. I live in the Upper East Side, 815 Northeast 70th Street, and I'm here in support of FR5, the parking garage, which looks really beautiful because we desperately need parking. 25 years in the neighborhood, the same empty lots, businesses go in and out of business because there's nowhere for people to park. And now we have, even at the end of my street, 2 empty buildings that have just been now years empty, where now people are sleeping behind them. So we want more businesses on Biscayne, which means we need more parking on Biscayne. And if we're able to do this parking garage and perhaps another one on the other south end, similar to what they've done in the design district, where they've consolidated parking to 4 structures, and then the rest of the buildings don't need it. And then you create this very walkable, beautiful area. So let's do that for my neighborhood. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Cecilia Carcano, and I also live in 70th Northeast Street, Biscayne, at the Mimo area. And I'm also here to speak about the item FR5. And I think that the neighborhood is gonna really get benefit for the parking because as Wendy mentioned it before, it is a neighborhood where we need to convert it in a very walkable space. Going out there is not nice to always have to take the car to do whatever we want there in the neighborhood. It would be really nice to just be able to walk to the stores and also make it more vibrant and dynamic neighborhood. So a place with parking and more business is more business, I think is very useful and helpful for us, for the people who live there. It's going to make the streets safer. It's going to benefit the community. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for coming. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lena Carrera, Coconut Grove resident and real estate broker. My 6-year-old daughter goes to IPREP. We are so proud of our public school system because my husband and I are both a product of them. Go Coral Park and Killian High, for anyone in the room. For the record, IPREP is a public magnet school of excellence. And it's clear we need more of them. It goes from pre-K 4 all the way up to 12th grade. It costs a whopping $0 to attend. And they get the highest level of public education that attracts the highest level of universities like the University of Florida and other institutions like Yale and Harvard. Go Gators, yes. For these reasons and many more, there is a 1,500-person wait list because not just the neighborhood wants to get into IPREP, but the entire Miami-Dade County is trying to get into IPREP. Tomorrow, I believe the lottery results come out, and there's going to be many of your constituent parents that are going to be so delighted, and many of them that are going to be so disappointed because now they'll have to figure out a private route to send their kids, or they'll have to drive really far or really make a lot of sacrifices as a family. So that needs to change, right? That's not okay. This is so much more than just a little 7-acre park. This is a 21-acre master planned community-centric opportunity that unfortunately got sidelined. If we work together, we can come to the table together and redesign those 21 acres to build more public IPREPs, more public parks, more public domes, etc. We can make magic happen in this city.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Happy birthday, Commissioner King. My name is Damian James. I have both 2 boys at IPREP, a 5 and an 8-year-old. I've been a resident of Morningside for the last 20 years, and I'm speaking in favor of RE8. I didn't plan to speak today. I'm not a great public speaker, but I decided after listening to all these antics by the senators presented today that they're trying to misinform the public. And misinformation, especially when it comes from public interest, is very dangerous. We had to sit through this whole video, which is a diatribe of misinformation. And they've been putting out flyers and brochures, which is also misinformation. So I'm glad that we got a chance to speak in front of you guys and give you guys our view as a public. And as Mr. Sentner himself grew up in Miami-Dade, went to public school in Miami-Dade, he's done very well for himself, but at the same time, he's not considering everybody else. And it's not, I don't think that's fair. I don't want to, I know the commissioners are being blamed for the initial vote. We can't blame the commissioners if they're misinformed at the beginning. So I just wanted to hope that you guys make the right decision. You have a chance to make a change in the thought process. And I just want to make sure that we're doing the right thing for our kids. I'd like to end with a quote from Bob Marley. that says you can fool some people sometimes, but you can't fool all the people all the time. I just want to make sure that we're doing the right thing for our kids and for our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Long meeting. Brenda Betancourt, 1436 Southwest 6th Street. I have a couple things about the DI items that you have and discussion for the board reports. I want to thank those who you appointed. At least we have meetings in the last twice. And I think it's very important for the public to understand that sometimes it's hard, but those who volunteer for the boards, we are doing it without getting paid. But I want to request to the 5 of you and the manager to please give new members and old members a training to understand what rule of rules means. To understand that the chair cannot just tell you, I'm going to turn your mind because I don't want you to speak. And I think it's important to people who or either being a member or will become a member or is just a new member or all members to understand that there's rules for everything. And it cannot just be as you will. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. And to all of you, we are not easy. City of Miami residents, we wish to do what we want, and sometimes we don't understand the rules. To the 2 new commissioners, people are going to attack you all the time. Just breathe. For somebody who doesn't have patience whatsoever, which is me, number 1, 0 patience, I understand that. And eventually with the gray hair, you learn that sometimes you just have to breathe a little bit before we answer. And it's very important, new commissioners, please keep your eye to have appointment to meet your residents. It's a lot of trouble around your district, and we still need to meet with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Hello, how you doing, Madam Chair? So I came in a little late. I thought I may have heard the family that was going to invest the $10 million has pulled it out. So does that mean the item or the deal is over, right? That's what that means?
That's unclear. That was stated, but we still have to vote on the item RE8.
Okay. So it was one deal, then it went to another deal. My understanding. It was something first, and then Commissioner Diaz de la Patil voted to change it to something different. I'm correct about that? That's what I'm reading or seeing?
Not exactly, but go ahead.
Okay. So, I'm all about the people, right? That's what I'm about, right? I'm about the people. And Diaz de la Patil is no longer here, and we understand why. So maybe this deal need to be revisited again for what it was originally was stated to be the first time. So that's what my recommendation was, that you all would look back at what the deal originally was to see how that can be salvaged. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Ms. King and commissioners. I'm going to take just a couple of seconds to look at everybody's eyes. And I want to thank you so much for hearing this. I'm standing here in the name of my twins, Oliver and Chloe Jones. My name is Mariana Jones. I live in Belmead. I saw you a couple of times, and thank you for joining us. So I'm here in the name of my kids and the families of the iPrep school, a public school. So it's just a very short message that I want to say. I want you, all of you, please to vote yes for RE8. And I urge you to please take the best decision according to the public interest. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Patrice Gay.
I'm a mother of two Miami-Dade County Public School children. One of them goes to IPREP. And I'm here today because many of us, as you've heard, have been speaking about RE8. And I think that there's a lot of misinformation that's been given. And I want to be clear. This is not, as someone else said, IPREP versus Centner Academy. This is not private school versus public school. The issue in front of us today is a choice to provide more seats in public schools for those children that need it, to provide updated and renovated schools. Phyllis Wheatley, for example, is part of the plan, to provide affordable housing for those that need it most in our community, our teachers and staff. I also keep hearing that the current deal doesn't use taxpayer dollars, as if we, the community, are expected to ignore, as if you are expected to ignore that Biscayne Park property is worth over $100 million in taxpayer money. Today, you have the opportunity to put that money to work for the benefit of the entire community. I keep hearing the word legacy. I hear that the current plan is about leaving a legacy, and I agree that is about legacy, your legacy. You have the opportunity to clear the slate and pave the path for your legacy. So I humbly ask you, the Commission, to please use this opportunity to leave a long-lasting legacy of putting the community first. One of my favorite authors, Maya Angelou, says, when you know better, you do better. So let's do better.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Commissioners, Chairwoman, and happy birthday. And I appreciate everything that you guys are doing and the time that you spend here. But right now I'm here I'm going to change the pace. It's not about the schools right now today. I'm not trying to jump on who's donating, whatever. But the upzoning that's going on in the Buena Vista Heights neighborhood, PZ7 particularly, PZ17, and I have a few other ones that are not before you right now, that planning to bring bed and Airbnbs to the community and change the entire neighborhood dynamics. And it's like the developers, when
Which item are you speaking on?
7 and 17.
7?
PZ7?
PZ7 and 8 has been deferred indefinitely.
17 or 7? And 17 also?
No. 17 is still, PZ7 and 8 have been indefinitely deferred.
Okay, I'm 7 and 17.
17. Okay,
Yes.
okay.
And the developers are sending their cash cows out and bringing their representatives here before the commissioners to just upzone whatever they want. And the thing about it is that they realize as investors what they're buying. They realize what they can and cannot do with the properties that they're purchasing. But yet they want to come before the commissioners and destroy our neighborhoods and upzone residential properties to make them commercial. This is a big problem because they should be building something within the rights that they have purchased, not trying to change the rules so that they can build whatever they want. Everybody, I've heard before commissioners say, and some other people, that Miami 21, this is a changing dynamics. The community that we're living in now, everything's changing. Miami's progressing. I understand that, and I agree with that. However, since Miami 21 is so antiquated and does not apply to everything that we feel it should as commissioners and everyone else, I think that should be revisited. You need to update Miami 21 so that you can have something that you can actually stand behind as a law and not change the rules consistently just to meet developers. That's very important to the community. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to close public comment.
Good afternoon, members of the Commission. Happy birthday, Chairwoman King.
Thank you.
Great to see you. Fernando Mondi, resident from the South Grove. As I've mentioned many times, there's no more sacred covenant in a functioning municipality than maintaining the public's trust with its city officials and representatives. Unfortunately, one of the reasons our city's trust between residents and officials has reached an all-time low is precisely because of issues such as today's discussion item 5, involving the obvious conflict of interest between the city manager overseeing the expenditure of over $500,000 of our public city dollars allocated to a company owned by his wife's family and where his wife works today. As we await the now long overdue explanation from the city manager for why he allowed this obvious conflict to happen on his watch, I humbly ask those of you on the commission here today to please pay special attention and ask the manager probing questions, not just about the legality or illegality of the obvious conflict of interest, but more importantly, commissioners, about the financial stewardship of our public dollars in furtherance of that conflict between the manager and his wife's family's furniture company. Independent, credible reporting by award-winning journalists in our community have established beyond any doubt that obscene and indefensible prices were paid, actually overpaid, for that furniture. Thousands of dollars for chairs that in a competitive process would have cost a fraction of what we, the taxpayers, were forced to pay. Tens of thousands of dollars for conference tables that cost only hundreds of dollars on the open market. Markup prices on furniture and office furnishings that ultimately ended up directly in the pockets of the family-owned business where the city manager's wife works and receives compensation. Just imagine, commissioners, what desperately needed services that cannot be provided today: road repairs, street sweeping, beautification efforts, pothole taxes would be available had that not been done. Please hold them accountable to that this afternoon. Thank you all.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good
Happy
afternoon.
birthday. Good afternoon,
Thank you.
Chairwoman King. Commissioners, good to see you. It's been a long morning for you, so I'll keep this short. First and foremost, I want to thank your legislative aide and the Chief of Staff of Commissioner Gabella for their support in helping us try to move the needle and get things done within the city, which I know can feel overwhelming to city staff. But your encouragement has really meant the world to get these things done. In terms of the agenda for today, RE10, yes, let's keep the parks as parks. RE11, leave no trace behind. I'm in favor of adopting this. For parks, let's think about other ways to create pilot projects with parks. FR4, vacant lawns as a nuisance. This is actually quite an interesting point because a property that could have been a historic property in my neighborhood was demolished and flattened out, and now it's a nuisance. It's been like that for years with no plan to build. So maybe we should think about, if somebody is going to demolish, a plan to, or an intent to build as a requirement. And for DI4, voting in favor of electric leaf blowers to help meet the goals of the city in lowering its emissions. And we're preempted from state from banning it. But if we adopt it as a city to adopt best practices, perhaps that could help us move the needle at least on our reduction of greenhouse gases. Thank you so much for your time, and have a great day.
Thank you.
Good afternoon and happy birthday, Madam Chair. Billy Corbin to speak on DI5. In his 20 years running the Miami Parking Authority and 4 years as city manager, the highest paid position in the city, Art Noriega, who does not live in the city, appears to have exploited his public position for private profit, directing at least $2 million in taxpayer money to his wife's overpriced furniture company. I say at least because the MPA tells me they are missing 16 years of public records involving their purchases from Pruderi Furniture. What we did find, though, were no bid deals in contravention of city code. I found one invoice, just one, totaling $625,000. A single 17-foot conference table in the city hall here cost $18,000. You can find comparable tables online for between $1,600 and $3,000. After a recent public records request I discovered some suspicious expenditures totaling about $80,000 from late last year to demolish, construct, and refurnish entire floors of the Miami River Center. What makes me wonder is, why are taxpayers paying to remodel offices inside a building that is slated for demolition? This is an ongoing, shameless, and overt violation of the public trust. Noriega told WLRN that he made, quote, a decision of choice, end quote, to not seek an ethics opinion, and we know why. Jose Arrojo, the executive director of the Miami-Dade Ethics Commission, said unequivocally, it is unethical under county rules. So if Noriega back then had asked for an opinion, he would not have been permitted to do it. He would not have been allowed to misappropriate millions of dollars in taxpayer money directly into his family's account. We have people in Little Havana who are asking to clean trash off the street, who are told, we can't afford $20,000 for a street sweeping truck. But that's just one conference table. Art Noriega will not spend money on basic constituent services that benefit all taxpayers, so he can divert those funds for the sole benefit of himself and his family. Thank you.
Seeing no one else for public comment, our public comment period is now closed. Thank you all for your advocacy. Thank you all for coming. A special thanks for the kids that showed up. They are our future leaders, and I really applaud them for coming. At this time, I'm going to ask
Madam Chair, before you go to the business that we have in hand,
Well, actually,
we would like to for you to receive.
You know, I so appreciate this. At some point, I will get in trouble for this, though. We are using taxpayer, I don't know what, to celebrate my birthday. You know, once you get a certain age, maybe you stop celebrating your birthday. Not me! Thank you all. And at this time, I'm going to ask my colleagues how they would like to proceed with this meeting. It is now almost 1 o'clock. Would you like to break for lunch? Yes. So we will break for lunch and resume at 3 o'clock. Thank you all for coming.